If you told me that I would ever be in a position in one of these challenge runs where I'd have to kill more than 1,000 of anything except for slimes, I don't think I would believe you. I think it's hard to visualize a scenario where that's even, like, remotely needed. And yet, here we are. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, one and all. And welcome to this little challenge that I've been cooking up off stream for the past, not even that long, to be honest with you. I think I've been playing this challenge a little bit for every, like the past, 2 weeks or so. I've only been working on this. But I've done a lot of playing in those past 2 weeks. Maybe a little more than 2 weeks, I'm not sure. But either way, I've made a lot of progress, I've done a lot of things, and it's come to this. And now I want to share it with you, just a little sneak peek. I'm still going to be playing more of it off stream. Like, I played a lot of it off stream, I'm going to play a bit on stream here, but I'm going to play more off stream as well, so it's one of those things, you know? But I figured I'm so enamored with this challenge right now, I'm so, locked in on it, and I want to, I want to do more of it, that I figure I might as well stream it, so... How many hours on that file? I think it's 12 hours or something, but that does not encapsulate the amount of resets that I've had to do on various days for various things. I think it's only 12 to 13 hours or something like that, but there's been a lot of resetting and doing other things, like researching and stuff. There's a lot. It doesn't sound that bad. As far as the playtime goes, it doesn't look that bad, but as far as the actual real time invested in it, it's a little more than that. What even is the challenge, you may be wondering, because it's not just the Duggies. Killing the 1,000 Duggies without a weapon, which I will explain, by the way, why we're not even using a weapon. I'll explain what that's all about, but that's not the core challenge. That's just a part of the challenge. That's just one small aspect of the challenge. The actual challenge, which I did detail a little bit in the description below the stream, or below the VOD, is to complete the community center with as few items used as possible. As few individual items as I can get away with. Absolutely minimum amounts of items. Pretty straightforward, honestly, at least in concept. Those are some of my favorite challenges, honestly, is ones that are really easy to ask a question about. It's I wonder how many items I actually need to complete the community center. And then you start looking into it and you realize it's way, way more complicated than you ever thought. And that's where I'm at, man, and I'm loving every minute of it. I am loving every single minute of it. Duggies for yams, for gifts for people. I saw there was a lot of theorizing as to why I would need to kill 1,000 Duggies. I saw a lot of theories popping up in the stream discussion in the Discord. I was lurking around in there, scrolling through some stuff, seeing what things were going on there. There was no one got it right. I will say that. No one figured it out. No one figured out exactly where this puzzle piece is leading to. But there was some conjecture, at least briefly, that was pointing in the right direction. Stalker, creeper, chat, it's called lurking. We love our lurkers. Get some 7s from my lurkers in chat right now. 7s from the lurkers. If you're lurking and playing a game or doing something else off stream, then let yourself be known. You're the lifeblood and the backbone of the stream. Durmeister, Tic Tac, Ashbourne, Civics, Jerry Van Hove, Half Lurking, Mint 212, Caitlin Morrison, Sarah Yam, Squeezel Prime, Carolee, Pinglers, Kalina, Image Unknown with the Half Lurking, Pyromaniac Poet, Half Lurking, Finn, Sprinkles and Wrinkles, T-Milk and Honey, The Gaming Dino, Antony, you're not lurking. Well, you will go soon-ish. Okay, fair enough. Early Gamer, Emmy, Liss, Morning Moon, Radioactive Blaze, Hyacinth, anyone else who I may have missed who is lurking. who is potentially lurking or is about to lurk or anything like that. Appreciate you having you here. You're the lifeblood and the backbone of the stream. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, before I explain myself and tell you exactly how we ended up in this situation, let's play our daily game, shall we? Let's play our usual daily Pokedoku Puffertle Stardoodle combo, and then I will show you what the farm is like right now, how close we are to actually completing the community center with like minimum items. And I will further explain exactly why I have to kill this many Duggies without a weapon. So if you're interested in all that, stick around for after these fun little games. What do we got here? Let's see. Alola. I don't have any Pokemon left in Alola. I double-checked the Pokemon I have left, and I have up to, like, the latest generation Pokemon I have. I guess I do technically have Galarian Farfetch still left to guess. But beyond that, the latest generation I have is Generation 5 Unova, so Alola's not going to be anything new. I don't think I have any Dragon types left to guess. I don't have any Dual types at all. I do have a Bug type or two that I could guess. I've got, like, Illumise and Carablast. I'm pretty sure. Let me verify that. Illumise, yeah. We got Bug type there, and we got Bug type here, Carablast. Which, actually, Carablast, first in its evolution line, Bug type, I think we got one, y'all. I think we got one for the first time in forever. Oh my gosh, it's a new Pokedex entry. Look at that. Look at that, dude. Oh my gosh, 7 left to go. We're closing in on that full Pokedex completion once again. Dragon type first into evolution line, hit me with the Applin. And Alola first into evolution line. I saw someone say Vulpix in chat, so I'm gonna steal that and I'm gonna go with Alolan Vulpix. There's many different options you could go with. Flying type in Alola, what about Oricorio? Oricorio POW form, perhaps? Dragon flying type, maybe Salamence? Exclamation point Sal. And bug flying type, I'll hit you with a Ninjask play on that one. Bug fire, that's going to be Volcarona, Larvesta. Is there another bug fire type? There must be, right? Bug fire. Oh yeah, there's the freaking Sizzlipede line. Let's go like Centiskorch G-Max. Throw a wild one out there. Dragon fire type, Turtonator plays. And Alolan fire type. Give another one to Marowak. Shoutouts to Marowak. Shoutouts to the Cubone line. Always. There we go. Not bad, man. Not bad. Freaking Toucannon. I always forget that Toucannon even exists until I see him, and then I'm like, I like that guy. That's a cool guy right there. Uniqueness 105. Most unique 50. Not my most unique performance, but I got a new Pokedex entry, and honestly, that is the biggest win I could probably hope for here. Alright. In we go to Puffertle. Let's catch a fish. Ooh, a feisty fish at that. Oh my gosh, this one's a fight or whatever it is. That was... Okay, I didn't have a lot of time to get a lot of information out of it, but honestly, the lack of time is information in and of itself because it was so feisty. I don't think it was octopus levels of feisty, necessarily. Octopus are, like, legendary fish. I do think lava eel may be on the table here, though. It's a mines fish. Well, that settles it, doesn't it? That's probably an ice pip right there. Ain't no way that's a stonefish or a ghost fish. There we go. Am I crazy to think that a lot of the time the ice pip is harder to catch than the lava eel? Maybe I've just caught, like, more lava eels in my time, so I'm, like, more experienced with them. But the ice pip, like, I don't know, man. It always throws me for a loop. Maybe I'm just trying to catch it, like, too early. It's really jumpy, yeah. Not that the... I guess the... Wait, does the lava eel... It's not, like... Lava eel's not dart pattern, right? Let me see. Lava eel on the wiki. It's got the mixed pattern, which is the same as the legend. Does the ice pip have dart? Ice Pip. Ice Pip is dart. That's what makes up the difference there, yeah. Ice Pip is super jumpy. I actually, yeah, you know what? Looking at the numbers here on the wiki, Ice Pip is difficulty 85 and dart pattern. So dart pattern means it's like jumping around all over the place. And Lava Eel is difficulty 90, only 5 points more with the mixed pattern. And mixed pattern means like it can dart around, but it can also be smooth. It can sit still for periods of time. It can like sink. It can do a whole bunch of different stuff. And most of the time, like, that's easier. That's why a lot of people say that the glacier fish is easier than the legend as well. Because the glacier fish is 100 difficulty. Oh, wait, no, I thought that, no, the glacier, oh, they're both mixed. Well, either way, whatever. I think the highest difficulty dart fish is it? It's not the ice pip, is it? Isn't it like the scorpion carp? Or is the scorpion carp easier? No, scorpion carp is higher than the ice pip, just by a little bit. They're both notoriously difficult fish, though, so if you ever wondered why, it's that dang old dart pattern. What's the most difficult crop to grow in Stardew Valley, though? Asking the real questions now. It's probably the eggplant, because it means you have to look at the eggplant. This is a vegetable that does regrow, that's available in fall, but also other seasons. That speaks to me of potentially being corn, because corn grows in summer and fall. Corn takes longer to grow. It takes like 14 days to grow or something like that. It's pretty long. And I don't... Is it worth more than 60? No shot, right? I don't think corn's worth more than 60. I mean, what even are the other options? Is there another option here? Like tea leaves, maybe? Give me the corn on this one, though. I feel like corn is not worth more than 60. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. We got there. I almost psyched myself out with the tea leaves play, but yeah, it's got to be corn. Corn takes 14 days to grow and is only worth 50 gold. I know it's like regrowable and it grows in 2 seasons, but still, that's not a great bang for your buck. We went from pumpkin to corn. The autumnal vegetables. All right. By the way, due to this being an off-stream challenge in its inception by its nature, I will probably have to like pop on over to write some notes from time to time, because that's in order to make this into its own little video at some point here. Maybe not such a little video the way things are scoping up. In order to make this into a video, I'm gonna have notes for it, and I'm gonna probably be taking. So anytime something notable happens in the game, which is not that often anymore, but there are things. But I will be taking breaks to take notes anytime something like that does happen, just so you're aware. You're just like tabbing over to take notes. Submit your final assignment for this semester. You're done. Let's freaking go, Maggie. I'm so happy for you. This got to be such a weight off your shoulders. Huge congrats to Maggie getting all that done. And to anyone else who's in a similar boat. It's getting to that time of year, right? Absolutely fantastic. You should flood us with ads, too. I'm not going to flood you with the ads, necessarily. May throw in an ad here and there, but honestly, I'm probably going to be so focused on the game that I'm going to, like, forget. As is often the case. Alright, y'all. Let me load in here. Place your bets now, by the way. What day do you think it is? Like, how many years have progressed in the challenge thus far? Let me give you some actual data here now that I have like the save file loaded up. I've got 14 hours of playtime. 14 hours and 1 minute of playtime on this save. Year 65, fall 16, year 3, $50 on year 5, 8 years, year 6, day 5, year 3, summer 20, year 48. You think it's the 4th day of spring, year 1? Year 1. Honestly, anyone saying year 1, you're not far off. Because, wait for it. There it is. Welcome to Finite Farm, day 1 of spring, year 2. Here we are, man. This is the state of things right now. This is the state of things. Artemis, thank you for the 23 months, almost 2 years of the Electron level, by the way. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, anyone just tuning in, or if you missed my little preamble at the start of the stream, the goal of this farm is to complete the community center with as few items as possible, which entailed quite a number of things, not all of which I'm going to go into right now. I've been playing it off stream for quite a bit. All you need to know right now is that anything you see in my inventory, well, not necessarily anything you see in my inventory, because I am part of using as few items as possible, is also using as few tools as possible. So I'm not able to like get rid of these tools, of certain tools that I'm not using, because I can't get the stuff for, well, I could make a chest, but making a chest entails getting 50 wood and then 1 chest, which is 51 items that we can get away without because we don't need a chest. So we're avoiding all that. That's how I'm counting items, by the way. It's like literally anything. If you get an item and you use it for some material benefit that helps to advance you, or is like ease or like quality of life or something like that, that counts as using that item. I can pick up other items, like I can pick up an item and just throw it away, and that doesn't count as using it, because otherwise this would be like way too painful, I think, and it would take like way too long. I have some standards, but yeah, anything that I actually use for something does constitute a use, which should be, you know, reading the card explains the card. Yeah, no chests. No chests, no freaking nothing like that. So, this is my house right now. I've not picked up the parsnip seeds because I don't need them. This is the state of my house. Let's step out onto the farm for a second. Oh, hey, Kent. Nice to meet you. Don't mind the 7 other cabins that are clustered around my house right now. It's a little bit of debris prevention technology, okay? So I'm not able to like use tools, or well, I can use my pickaxe. Spoiler alert: pickaxe is one of the tools that I'm using. I'm not using the axe though. So wood debris that appears on the farm is not something I can get rid of, and a lot of debris can be problematic, and trees as well. So doing this and having all these houses that you can get at the start of the game, you can choose to have like multiplayer cabins. I picked the maximum number of them, 7 of them, and then I scattered them around my house here at the southern end of the beach farm, which is the most debris-free place I could think of on any of the farms. And this is where we ended up with it. Pin your last message. TLDR, complete the community center with as few items as possible. Current challenge, slaying all the Duggies without a weapon. You know what? I will pin that. Thank you, Sousa. You want the stone house? Chat, you're gonna have to share some of the houses. You're gonna have to bunk up a little bit. So yeah, that's how I'm helping to prevent debris spread. And if you're worried, you can see some of these. I was worried about these supply crates a little bit, trying to like block me in. But you can actually break these supply crates. I mean, I could break them with one of my tools, but even if I didn't have tools, you can actually just break them with your hand. You can punch them. I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel the need to right now. What we got in the mail here? 500 gold from Mayor Lewis. You legend, Mayor Lewis. Thank you. Price of raw materials at Robin's shop and Clint's has now increased. That does not matter to me because I'm not buying anything. Hold on, I gotta make a note of that money I just got from Mayor Lewis. Spring 1st. Boom. 500 gold from Lewis. You might be wondering, why is that like super relevant? Well, in the course of using as few items as possible, I can't really ship anything, because if I ship something, that counts as using an item, right? So I have to figure out methods to get money without using items, which are very few and far between. I will say. So you'll notice that my friendships are a little strange. I'm working towards max friendship with Louis and Pierre because both of them can send you money directly in the mail. Caroline and Emily I had befriended for different reasons, but I no longer actually need to befriend. They sent certain stuff in the mail that helped me. We'll go over that in due time, probably. If you use an item, can you use infinite of that item? No. Like, if I use wood, for instance. I mean, I'd like to try and keep it as minimal amounts of, like, unique items as well as possible. So, like, that is a consideration. But, like, if I use 2 pieces of wood, that's 2 items used in my counting here. Which makes tools very, very nice, by the way. I had to be very, like, particular about which tools I did choose to use. Because tools are infinite use. It's one item that you can use infinitely for many different things. Are you using remix bundles? Alia, that is a good question. I enlisted the help of Blade. I reached out to Blade because Blade has the ability... Exclamation point Blade, first of all. Shoutouts to him. I enlisted his help in finding a seed with the exact combination of remix bundles that I needed. I am using remix bundles. I did my research and figured out the best combination of remix bundles that minimizes the amount of items needed for the community center directly, because the community center bundles, there's no getting around it. You have to, like, put items into the bundles. And so ideally for, like, a bundle, like, for instance, like the foraging bundles, pretty much all of which I've completed here, except for the exotic foraging bundle. But spring foraging bundle, right? You can just pick up a leek, a wild horseradish, whatever, and put it directly into the bundle. That counts as one item, but it only counts as one item. And we want as much of that as possible. The core strategy is just minimizing that process as much as possible. Is figuring out a way to get an item directly without utilizing any other items to get there. Also, I should note right off the top here, traveling cart is banned, and except for items that are exclusive to the traveling cart. If I need any of those, which spoiler alert, I did, I did, and I do. The rare seed is kind of the quintessential example there, but otherwise traveling cart is banned, because otherwise it would be easy. A lot of the challenge would just boil down to waiting for the traveling cart to sell the right things, which is boring, and I don't like it. This is a brand new save file. I've been working on this challenge for a while. This is, I mean, it's a new-ish save file. I'm in spring of year 2. I feel like it's gonna go a lot longer, but so what bundles have I completed? I've completed almost all of the crafts room here. The spring foraging bundle, I think I had the forest bundle as well. The only one I'm missing is the exotic foraging bundle here. I've gotten a cave carrot, I've gotten red mushroom, I've gotten purple mushroom, all of which you can forage. I don't have access to the desert yet, but I will. Once I do, I'll be able to get the cactus fruit and the coconut to finish this off. These other ones are, I mean, technically oak resin is doable. We'll come to that, but the other ones are a little more problematic. What else do we got here? Fish tank. Fish tank, I'm actually very close to completing. I've caught all the fish needed, which I did need. One of the tools I did need, I'll spoil that, is the fishing rod, because I looked through all the fish that are available or that you need for the community center. A lot of them you can get from garbage cans, from searching the garbage, which was my original plan, was just to have to search the garbage for all the community center fish. But there are some fish that you just can't get from searching garbage cans. And the only other ways to get them would maybe be like from like Krobus or something like that. But I can't get to Krobus because that's like 60 artifacts I have to donate, and then it's a whole thing. So we needed the fishing rod. I fished up all the fish. The only things I'm missing here, I did catch a blobfish at the night market. I'm still missing one of these fish. I have to catch one of these fish, the lava eel, the scorpion carp, or the octopus. Scorpion carp is off the table because you need level 4 fishing in order to catch that guy. And as you can see, I'm currently level 2 fishing, with no way to boost that fishing level without using other items. So rip to the scorpion carp. I'm going to need to get either an octopus or a lava eel in order to do that, which is very fun to catch at level 2 fishing, as I'm sure you can imagine. The blobfish was hard enough, trust me. Let's see. Pantry still got a lot of work to do here. The garden bundle, I've gotten 3 of the flowers here. I'm missing either the Summer Spangle or the Fairy Rose. Scorpion Carp in the trash can could work. Octopus is also available from the trash can, but I'm not necessarily going to rely on that. Hold on, I gotta take a break to honor the raccoons. My apologies. In the middle of my explanation, the raccoons have decided it's time for me to shut up for a second. Sorry. I almost made it through. I didn't quite get there. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. My cat's name, by the way, I did see Suze asked. My cat's name is Smalls. New kitty just dropped. My cat's name is Smalls, which I thought was cute. I don't know. Little Smalls, the kitty. So there's Smalls. I've gotten Smalls to max friendship. If you've been around for a bit, you may know this, but the reason I don't have Timbeeb on this farm and I've got a cat instead is because as of version 1.6, there are certain items that your pet can drop on a daily basis that once you get them to max friendship. And that those items change depending on the type of pet. Dogs have a certain pool of items, and cats have a certain pool of items, and turtles have a certain pool of items. And so I could technically get more pets, but that would require building like other pet bowls. Actually, I technically don't need them, but either way, it's more simple to just having started with a cat, because I don't need anything from a dog, whereas some of the items from the cat do actually help me. And Smalls has actually already helped a little bit with one of the bundles here, specifically the bulletin board bundle, the enchanter's bundle. I got a rabbit's foot from Smalls the other day, and that is the easiest and simplest way to get a rabbit's foot without any other items. So that's where we landed with that one. Why does leveling up fishing require more items? Because to gain fishing experience, you have to use the fishing rod, but you also have the fish is also an integral part of that equation. If you catch something, you get experience for it. And without catching that item, you don't get experience. So in my mind, if you catch a fish or trash or seaweed or whatever, and you get experience for it, that counts as using that item. So we have to not only did I have to catch all the fish that are required for the bundle, but I basically had to reset each day in order to make sure that it was the first thing that I caught on each day, which was a bit of a laborious process. And it's going to be, even if I end up having to catch like the lava eel or the octopus, that's going to be even more laborious for those. So I'm actually hoping to kind of get spooned and get it from the trash can. But I can't do that right now anyway, because lava eel's not available from the trash can. Octopus is only available in summer. Scorpion carp is available once I unlock the desert, which I haven't done yet because I don't have enough money. That's where we're at with that. Boiler room. This is one that we're working on. I've got a solar essence. I managed to get that from killing a squid kid in the mines, because they only have 1 HP. And you might be wondering as well, and you might also be putting the pieces together. Okay, I can't use a weapon, because a weapon would be a new item, right? Another item that I have to add to the repertoire. And as grueling as it is, and as much as it pains me, you can damage enemies without without a weapon. And it's not the scythe. It's not the scythe, y'all. I wish I had the scythe. But the scythe isn't used for anything else. The scythe, the axe, and the watering can are not used. They are not items that I'm using. The only tools I'm using are the fishing rod, the pickaxe, and the hoe. Which means I have to kill enemies with a tool that can damage them. The fishing rod can't damage them, so it's either the pickaxe or the hoe, which are equivalent as far as I can tell, in order to being able to damage enemies. So that's kind of the crux of the issue right now in this, and I'll explain more about the crux of that issue. But yeah, I've got the blacksmith bundle here, which is where I need my copper and iron bar. I got a gold bar similarly from a squid kid. So that was lucky on that one. I think it's like a 5% drop rate. I was very happy for that. Vault bundle is money. And as I said before, I'm going to be getting money from Pierre and Lewis sending me money in the mail, which does not constitute any items, so that's awesome. Just a matter of time on that one. Helpers bundle. I've completed so far, I think this was like the Winter Star bundle, and I don't remember what the other one was necessarily. Oh, Field Research, I think, was the other one. Helpers bundle. This is why I have the mystery boxes here. I've gotten 4 mystery boxes so far. I need to get 1 more in order to finish this off, and then I need to get a prize ticket, which I'm planning to get from the Spirits Eve Festival this year, since every second year you get a prize ticket from the chest directly. Instead of having to like do quests and give stuff to people, I can just get the prize ticket directly and put it in the community center that way. So that's what I'm doing. How deep am I into the mines, and what are my rules about breaking rocks? I'll show you once I get to the mines. I'll show you how that's all broken down. Children's bundle. I got very lucky actually to get an ancient doll from like the first artifact spot that I hit on the farm, which was very, very nice. Bought ice cream from Alex, and we're waiting to get cookies either from the Stardrop Saloon or from Evelyn's trash can, whichtever comes first. I've been checking those. Obviously can't do salmon berries because that's 10 items versus the 1 that the cookies are. And then Enchanter's bundle, we're working towards that. Pomegranate is going to hopefully eventually come from the fruit bat cave, which I don't have unlocked yet, but I'm working towards it. Wine is a bit of a trickier one, but the way I'm going for it does require 2 items. And that's actually what the pancakes were for here originally, because at the Feast of the Winter Star that just passed, you have to give a person a gift in order to receive a gift. You can't just like show up to the festival and get your gift. Wine is a pretty common gift at the Feast of the Winter Star if you get the right person to give you a gift. So I had pancakes, which were, Jody was my like gift recipient, so I just like picked pancakes from the Stardrop Saloon because I saw them there one day, and I was like, it doesn't matter what I give, so I'm just gonna use these pancakes as my gift for next year as well. And I didn't get lucky enough this year because the person giving me a gift was Jas, so she can't give me wine. But I'm gonna hopefully get wine from someone next year. It shouldn't take that many years. There's a lot of people that can give you wine. And then you can kind of like game the system to get wine from them if they don't give it to you. Oak resin. Chat, oak resin. I forgot. My original plan for oak resin, right, was to buy a wood chipper. That's 1 item. Find a piece of hardwood from a crate or barrel in the mines. That's 2 items. And then chip that 1 piece of hardwood over and over and over and over and over again to going for like the 0.33% chance at oak resin. And that would be 3 items for the oak resin. And that sounds torturous enough, but would you believe me if I told you that I was able to get it down to 1 item, just the oak resin, but it's even worse because it can be dropped by haunted skulls in the quarry mine, which means I have to try and kill haunted skulls in the quarry mine for, let me check what the drop rate is. Haunted skull. For a 1.3% chance at oak resin. So that sounds great. I haven't actually even unlocked the quarry yet because you need to do the yeah, with a pickaxe or a hoe. Exactly. With a pickaxe or a hoe. So that's going to be fun, but I haven't even unlocked the quarry yet because I need to finish the crafts room in order to prepare the bridge, so I need to finish this up first. Which I guess means I couldn't actually even use the oak resin for this because I can't get to the haunted skulls, but either way, the coconut and the cactus fruit will get me there eventually. And the last one I haven't gone over here is the pantry. So the garden bundle, I did share that one. The summer crops bundle, I didn't get lucky with any of my crops here. Literally, so for crops are interesting, right? I haven't been using, you need the hoe. The crops are the only reason I technically need the hoe, is because it's the only way to till the land to actually plant crops. You can till with bombs as well, but obviously if I were using bombs to till things, I would need to use multiple bombs versus using just one hoe. So the hoe is the way there. So you use the hoe, you plant the seeds, and then you effectively just have to hope that you have to hope for one of two things. You have to hope for either enough rain in the season to grow the crops directly. You can't use rain totems because those are other items. Or you have to hope for, or you have to plant your crops in such a way that if a crop fairy comes around, then she will grow all the crops that you need. And so that's kind of been the way. And I've actually gotten like super lucky. The spring crops bundle was actually a lot easier. There's one of the crops I had to grow. I don't remember which one, but I got enough rain for it in the first spring to make that happen. And then the parsnip, the potato, and the cauliflower from the spring crops bundle can actually be sent in the mail by Caroline, which is why I befriended Caroline. But I've already gotten all those now, so I don't need to continue befriending her. That's very nice. Similarly, I befriended Emily in order to get this cloth for the artisan bundle. Still missing a lot for the artisan bundle, but I have plans for it. Ultimately, I'm going to get the fruit bat cave, which will hopefully allow me to get a bunch of this fruit to fill this up. But I can also get cheese from my cat, Smalls, and I can get honey eventually from the oasis in the in the desert once I unlock that. But yeah, in order to make this happen, I would, because the crop here that requires the most amount of watering is the melon, which obviously would require like 13 days of rain in spring, which I don't think is very feasible. So literally, I'm pretty sure I just have to get a crop fairy in summer, which is great, and probably the reason that this is going to take like many years for me of just like planting the seeds and then re-rolling them. By the way, I'm saying that for my own sanity. I can plant the seeds, and if they don't grow into the crop, then that doesn't count as having used the seed. So using items that way doesn't count because I'm not getting any material benefit out of having planted the seeds if they just die at the end of the season anyway. Don't blueberries take a long time too? Yeah. But thankfully, because it's such a small number of crops, I can put all of them together. And if a crop fairy does show up, if it hits one of the crops, it'll hit all the crops, because the crop fairy affects an area that's like a 3x3 square or whatever. Am I using the predictor for the fairy? No. I got astoundingly lucky, by the way, with the fall crops. You can see the fall crops bundle is done, which required like a pumpkin and things. I got a crop fairy in my very first fall. Spoiler alert, you'll see it in the video, but I managed to get a crop fairy in my very first fall, which was absurd. It grew all my fall crops, and it grew my rare seed that I had planted as well, which is how I completed the rare crops bundle over here. Because you need, for the rare crops bundle, which I had, you need either a sweet gemberry or an ancient fruit. Ancient fruit would require more items because you need like the ancient seed artifact, which you then craft into the ancient seed, and then you plant that. That's 3 items versus 2, just the rare seed and the sweet gemberry for the sweet gemberry. So I got very lucky there. And then garden bundle, I am missing 1 flower here, but I can plant the summer spangle along with my summer crops, and when I get the crop fairy that I'm probably going to need, it'll grow that as well, and that'll finish up. So that's where that's at. And I think that covers pretty much everything here. That's where the community center's at. So we're making good progress. We are making good progress. If you're curious, by the way, I mean, I'm obviously keeping count of the items that I've used so far. Take a guess. Based on the progress that I've shown you so far, I've shown you the majority of the progress. There are some things I haven't shown you yet, namely like the mines and stuff. Take a guess how many items total I have used up to this point, including all the stuff I've donated to the community center and all the resources needed to gather that stuff. 65, 65, 73, 27, 32, 84, 40. I'm afraid y'all are lowballing it. I have used 120 items. It has taken 120 items to get to this point. Which, all things told, is not too bad. It's not too bad. My theoretical best, based on the research that I've done, is I think it's like, let me check my notes here. This number might not be exactly right because I've had to like adjust some things on the fly as I've realized things and learned new things. My theoretical best is 144 items. So we're getting close to like that point. But if it's for a drop, why 1k Duggies? The real question everyone's asking, why do you have to kill 1,000 Duggies? Why do you have to kill 1,000 Duggies? I'll get to that, don't worry. But first, before I do, I need to go and do my friendship rounds for the day. So, like I said, I need to befriend Pierre and Louis because they can send you money directly in the mail. The higher the friendship is, the more likely that they are to send you that money. So I want to get them to 10 hearts each. And the only way to get their friendship up without items to like give them is to literally talk to them every day. Talking requires no items. So I just go over to Mayor Lewis's house. I wait until 8:30 when his house opens up. I walk in, I say hello, pop on over to Pierre, say hello to him, and then go about my day. And I've been doing that pretty much every day for the entire first year of the challenge, and that's what's gotten me to 7 hearts with them so far. They're funding the Bat Caves. Funding the Bat Cave and the Vault, yeah. People are asking if items used to gain friendship would be included in the total item count. They would be, which is why I'm not giving them any items. Like, if I gave them a gift to try and improve their friendship, I'm getting material value out of that. It's not material value that I couldn't have gotten otherwise. Like, I can just talk to them and get the same amount of friendship points, just slower. But if I used an item to cheat my way past that, then, yeah, that would count. No items from the trash cans yet. You hate to see it. Still, yeah, I always check Evelyn's trash and the saloon trash every day for cookies because I need those for the children's bundle. Pop on in here, talk to Pierre. Thankfully, I don't have to talk to Emily or Caroline anymore, which made my route even longer here when talking to people because they've already sent me the things I need from them in the mail, so we're done on that front. And now I can head up to the mines. And the mines, right now at the very least, are the real star of the show. So before I get there, well, I mean, I've already spoiled it a little bit based on what I've told you and what I've shown you. How deep do you think I am in the mines, y'all? How deep do you think I've gotten in the mines with just a pickaxe and a hoe? And I'll tell you before I step in, my rules for the mines are, if I break a rock in the mines and I get a piece of ore or a piece of coal or something that would give me mining experience, that counts. That counts as an item used. So if you're familiar with randomized perfection, where I had to basically go through the mines as deep as I could and like check for where the staircases are, screenshot where the staircases are, reset the day, and break the rocks to try and get through with as little mining or combat experience as possible, I'm basically doing the same thing. It's a little bit easier this time because I need to, because I'm allowed to actually kill monsters very slowly, but I can kill monsters because killing monsters does not constitute any new items. You could make an argument that breaking rocks that just drop stone aren't counting. Breaking rocks that just drop stone do not count in my mind because I just toss out the stone, and you don't get mining experience when a rock drops a stone in the mines. So I'm not getting any mining experience, and I can just toss the stone, which in my mind doesn't count as like using an item. Technically, I mean, I could reset the days and try and break rocks until none of the rocks give me any stone or anything at all. But I need to draw the line somewhere. Originally, I'll have you know, it was a lot worse originally. In the original draft of this challenge, chat, I wasn't using the pickaxe. The only tools I was using were the hoe and the fishing rod. And you might be thinking, how in the world would that even work? My original plan, bear with me on this one, was to use the hoe to kill monsters on the floors for the 15% chance they can drop a ladder, or hope for the freebies on a floor in order to get me down the 5 floors. And I tried that for a good little while, and it is theoretically possible, which hurts to say, it's theoretically possible to take the pickaxe out of the equation if you have insane amounts of luck and patience and time. I'm not avoiding XP. The only times I'm avoiding XP is if an item is required to get that XP. Right? It's a little confusing to wrap your mind around, but the way I think of it in my head is like this, okay? If I break a rock and I get copper ore or coal or something out of it, then I get mining experience for whatever came out of that rock. Whereas if I break a rock and nothing comes out of it, then I don't get XP. So the XP is tied to that item, right? But if I kill a monster, even if that monster drops nothing, I still get the combat experience for killing the monster. So the combat experience is not tied to the actual drops of the monster. So I feel it's fair game to kill a monster and just like toss out its drops, unless I need to use the drops for whatever reason, which is part of the thing that I'm working towards in the first place. Anyway, I don't know what everyone was guessing, but I'm at floor 100. I've made it to floor 100. I've spared you the pain of having to watch me get that deep within the context of this challenge. I've gotten to floor 100 for the chance at getting a lava eel in the future if I need to go and catch that. If I decide that's the way I want to go, which it probably won't be, because that sounds horrible, but I have the option. I showed my levels. It said floor 100. Oh, you're right. I did show it in right in here. Yeah, fair enough. That's okay. So let me finally answer the question that is in the title and that you've probably all been wondering. Why the heck do I have to kill 1,000 Duggies? Technically, the title says over 1,000 Duggies, by the way. Technically, I'm probably going to have to kill closer to like 1,500 Duggies, but I don't know the exact number. The reason for that is that I need both a copper bar and an iron bar for the boiler room. And I'll let you ponder on that one for a second as we unleash the swarm. Get your bee emojis in chat. Holy blessed stream, both the bee boss _boss.ogg and our raccoon choir in the first hour of the stream. To what do I owe this freaking pleasure, man? Holy cow. Boom, boom. I'm going to wait for the song before I explain any further here because I wanted to just be able to focus on the explanation. But get your bees out. Get your bees out in chat. Become part of the swarm. Dude, I'm bobbing my head so much right now. I'm doing a little chair dance right here. Gonna kill 1,000 Duggies, it's so fun today. Need that copper bar to drop because I'm so crazy. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with my time. So I'm gonna try and make this little couplet rhyme. I don't know, man. There was something there. Like a C- rhyme. What did I do with the rusty sword? I threw it in the garbage. I got it, I looked at it, I was like, that would be nice to have, and then I threw it away. Alright. So, let me take you on a little journey here, chat. I need a copper bar and an iron bar, right? And ideally, I need to get them without anything else. So I don't want to have to get a furnace and smelt them myself, right? Because that would require the furnace, the 5 copper ore, and a piece of coal. That ain't happening. So what do? Well, obviously you go to the wiki and you look up how in the world do you get a copper bar, right? You go to the copper bar page on the wiki and you can see copper bar is available from garbage cans after receiving the furnace blueprints from Clint. Well, that would be nice, right? If I could just search garbage cans to get a copper and iron bar. Unfortunately, getting the furnace blueprints requires an item. And I don't need a furnace. I don't need the furnace or the furnace blueprints. You only get the furnace blueprints if you ever get a piece of ore at some point. Copper ore, iron ore, whatever. So that's off the table. I can't do it from them. So the only other way to get a copper bar or an iron bar, this also applies to the iron bar, is to have it drop from a shadow brute or a shadow shaman. So I have to kill a shadow brute or a shadow shaman for the 4% chance at a drop here. With me so far, right? If you look at the shadow shaman, this one's off the table, straight up, because my pickaxe and my hoe do very little damage to these guys. They do right now they do 1 damage. Every hit in my testing so far against the shadow brute or shadow shaman does 1 damage only, with no variance so far. And shadow shaman are a monster that can heal themselves for up to 60 health points when they use their healing move. So I would have to get astoundingly lucky in order to whittle down their 80 HP, 1 HP at a time without them ever healing. That's off the table. So the only other option is to kill a shadow brute, which can't heal itself, but it has 160 base HP. Again, I can only do 1 damage at a time, right? So I have to hit them 160 times in order to kill one, which sounds bad, because especially since I have to also worry about my own health because they hit me hard, and I can't eat food to survive. I can't eat food to heal up because that counts as another item, right? So that sounds like a long, laborious process, but still doable, right? And it is not even literally possible currently to kill a shadow brute, and I will tell you why. They're 160 HP, which means they take 160 hits. In order to hit them, I have to use my hoe or my pickaxe, which, by its very nature, when I swing it, it takes 2 energy to swing a pickaxe or a hoe, because I can't level up my farming enough to like get energy reduction. So the amount of damage I can deal is limited by the amount of energy I have. Divide the amount of energy I have in 2, and I can deal, what, 135 damage with my energy. And I can't heal that energy because I don't have food. The only way I could heal the energy is by going to the spa. But if I go to the spa, then I lose the shadow brute that I was whittling down in the first place. So I can't do that. but wait for it. I tested this in a different save file. If I level up my combat to the point where I get the professions that boost my damage. At level 5 combat, you can get a profession that boosts your damage by 10%. And then if you go all the way to level 10 combat, then you can boost your damage by another like 25% or something like that. Then my pickaxe or hoe swings do 1, 2, or 3 damage. They can do up to 3 damage per swing, which means that I can theoretically, at that point, kill a shadow brute with my hoe and get the copper bar to drop or the iron bar to drop, eventually both. So in order to kill a shadow brute, I need to get to level 10 combat. I might theoretically be able to do it at level 5 combat. But in order to make it more consistent and more reliable, I would need to be at level 10 combat. To get to level 10 combat, there's a number of different ways. But the easiest way I've found is by killing Duggies. Duggies are relatively common. They deal 10 combat experience a pop. And I can kill them pretty easily with my hoe or my pickaxe. They don't have that much HP. I can take them out relatively quick. The other options that I considered were cave bugs, which only have 1 HP, so they die in 1 hit, but they also only give you 1 combat experience, so that'd be very slow. I'll still kill them if I see them, because they're on the same floors as Duggies. The other option was squid kids, which only have 1 HP, so they die in 1 hit as well. And they give 15 combat experience. The problem with squid kids is that they are a lot less common than Duggies. It's a lot harder to hunt for squid kids than it is for Duggies in my experience. So Duggies is the way that I've landed on. Skill books would be items, yeah. Using skill books for any of this would be items. Why would the items that the monsters drop not count, but the items that rocks drop do count? Because even if a monster doesn't drop any items, you still get the combat experience. So the combat experience is not tied to the... Wait, why not befriend Clint for bars? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Chat, I'm dumb, actually. Wait, hold on. Wait, you guys are cooking. I didn't even think of that, no. Wait, I didn't even think of that. We've been yelling at this for like 15 minutes? I thought you were lurking in the Discord? Bro, I'm so freaking embarrassed. Wait, that's so funny. That's actually so funny. I got so locked in on this idea. I that I missed the forest for the trees, dude. I missed the forest for the trees. Oh, no. Hello, Sal. Welcome on in. Good to see you. I have to rename my stream, never mind. Write it on my paper for the video. You're half expecting me to tell me that Clint can't send bars if he doesn't have the furnace blueprint. Yeah, no, I can't think of a reason that Clint... I just completely... That's crazy because I didn't even think... Like, I've already gotten some items in the mail from other people. Why didn't I think about Clint, man? Hold on, Clint. Anytime. Heart events. Send you a copper, iron, or gold bar in the mail. Yeah, bro, what the heck am I thinking? I'm so dumb. Oh, no. I'm so embarrassed, y'all. Well, change of plans. Change of plans. You felt this way too many times before. Oh, God. Consarn it. Am I crazy that I kind of still want to kill the Duggies, though? I kind of still want to do it this way, man. Because, like, I don't want to go talk to Clint that much. I kind of would rather kill the Duggies, dude. I'd kind of rather kill the Duggies. You know what, chat, though? Actually, hold on a second. No, I think I might still have to kill the Duggies. I think I might still have to. Wait, saved. I think I still have to kill the Duggies. Hold up. Hold up. Because, riddle me this. The other drop that I need. The other drop I need to get from a monster. Haunted Skull. Haunted Skulls also have base 160 HP. The same as a Shadow Brute. I don't technically know whether or not at my base skill level that I'll be able to... Like, I don't know how much damage I do to a Haunted Skull. I need oak resin as a drop, yeah. Does anyone send oak resin in the mail? I don't think that's a thing. Don't trash cans also have metal bars? Only if you have the furnace blueprint. You need the furnace blueprint, which you need to get a copper ore or any kind of ore in your inventory at least once to get that, which would constitute another item use. The wizard? The wizard is the only one that I would think of, but I think that's just because he's the face of the Enchanter's bundle. Fire quartz frozen to your jade and purple mushroom. He does not send them in the mail. You can also befriend Clint so that I only have one terrible battle. That is true. That is true. But I'm pretty sure... I should test this, though. Hold on. I should test this. Because if I just do enough damage to the if I just do enough damage to the haunted skulls without leveling up combat, like if I can hit them kind of hard without at base 0 combat or without the professions, then I could then I might not need to level up anyway. Wood chip hardwood. That was my original plan, Sal, but then I remembered that haunted skulls drop oak resin, and that means I only need the weapon to kill the haunted skull, which I'm already using, the hoe anyway, so that's not a new addition, and then the oak resin that I get from them as well, whereas the hardwood and the wood chipper would constitute using 2 more items. Not sure the exacts of what is and isn't an item count. My rule of thumb is that if I use it in the process of getting another item that I need, then that item counts as being used in and of itself. If I'm using it to gain any material value whatsoever, then it counts. Okay. I should go test this. Hold on. I'm gonna close out of this save file right now. I'm gonna go put on my CJB cheats mods in order to set up a situation where I can go and hit a haunted skull with a base hoe. With a basic hoe. Alright, cheating mods. Load them in. I am officially cheating now, chat. I'm sorry, let's keep it PG-13 in here. Let's keep it PG-13. I'm so sorry. Does he need the skull key? No, we're not going to Skull Cabin for anything. Thankfully. Thankfully not. And also, that is another thing. I have to avoid getting to... I have to avoid getting to the bottom of the mines to floor 120, because once you reach floor 120, it gives an HP buff to all monsters, which means that the haunted skulls would be even harder to kill. Alright, I'm just setting up a random save file here. I'm launching just like a brand new save file. Completely fresh, completely vanilla save file. I made like a little random character. Wait, she's kind of cute, actually. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and warp on over to the quarry. I'm going to give myself, just for the sake of this, I'm going to give myself infinite health in order to see what goes on here. Thanks, but I don't need the rusty sword. Appreciate that. You want to see what I did with the rusty sword? There you go. That's what happened to the rusty sword. All right. Well, that'll be fun in the real thing to have to break rocks like that. In this testing phase right now, though, you know, I can just do, where's the one-hit break? Yeah, just do that. All right, mind the slimes. We gotta isolate one haunted skull, ideally. Haunted skulls, they don't usually appear until deeper in here. There's one, okay. I'm going to turn off one hit break right now, because I don't know if that actually like increases the damage that one of these tools would do. And let me see. I'm going to try and hit this guy with my hoe. That did 2 damage. That's 1 damage. That was 2. I can do 2 damage without any buffs or anything. That's 1. Bro, they're so hard to hit. This is gonna be so annoying. Oh my, is this even gonna be possible? I actually don't know. To like kill one of these things without dying myself. I'm gonna have to get really good at kiting these things. And I'm gonna have to do it when there aren't slimes around. This is just for testing for the damage's sake, though. 1, 1. I'm doing a lot more 1s than 2s, I think. That was 1. That was 2. I don't think the pickaxe does any more damage, by the way. I can test it out, but... 2... 1... 1... 1... 1... Wait, I got kind of a rhythm here. 1, 2... He still hit me, though. That's the problem. 2... 1... 1... Okay. Yeah, we're cheating right now. We're doing cheats. But I'm going to use these cheats. I'm going to go ahead... Give myself the... Let's give myself the fighter profession, which I think is the one that boosts your damage, right? So now... 2... 2... 2... 1. I can still do 1 damage, but that's to be expected, kind of. There's 2 skulls now. 3! I hit a 3! I think getting to at least level 5 combat would probably be the right play. In order, if I can just boost my damage from 2 to 3 is like a pretty astronomical boost in the grand scheme of things. I'm hitting 3s, bro. I'm hitting 3s. And what if I give myself the level 10 profession? How are we doing then? Brute. That's a 3. Show me a 4. Show me a 4. Heaven forbid a 5. I don't think we're gonna get to 5. I got a 4! I got a 3. I got a 2. I got a 2. I got double 4s. I got 3 and a 2. A 2. A 4. I think to make this possible, I have to be, like this is already gonna be annoying when I'm doing even up to 4 damage here. This is gonna be insane. Plus, I mean, the leveling is also going to give me more HP, right? It's going to give me more HP. I think I have to. You theoretically, I think, if you're, like, insanely good, could do this with level 1 combat, or, like, level 0 combat without any damage buffs, but I'm not that guy, man. In order to make this consistent, especially because I'm going to have to kill likely up to, like, 100 of these things in order to get to the drop rate for an oak resin. We need to train that combat. I'm justified. I may have been stupid about the copper bar thing. I may have completely forgotten that Clint exists and can send you copper bars and iron bars in the mail. And chat called me out on it, which is another good reason, a good incentive to have befriended, or to have streamed this in the first place. But I'm still redeemed. We're still killing 1,000 Duggies, baby! Let's go! Also, hello, Saf. I saw you in here. What about losing energy from tools, though? That's why I have to level up. That was the original idea for why I had to level up, is because I can't restore my energy with food, because that would count as another item. So the more damage I can do, the faster I can kill something, the less energy that's going to use. And as long as I'm doing above 2 damage per swing, and I hit every single hit... then I should theoretically be able to kill a haunted skull. Bro, and I thought catching a freaking lava eel at level 2 fishing was going to be the hardest thing that I had to do in this challenge. How many challenges am I currently working on? Actively working on? Mainly, like, just this one and the Ultimate Foodie Challenge on stream. I've got plans for Fleeting Farm. I've got plans for, like, Esme's farm that I was working on off stream as well. But I feel like I can knock this one out faster if I just really, like, laser in on it and I just focus on this one. I have other challenges on my mind, but I don't want to spread my attention too thin, and this one's kind of got me locked in right now, so I'm gonna prioritize Finite Farm here. Lava eel level 2 sounds like a nightmare. Oh my god. So far, the hardest fishing experience for me has been catching a blobfish at level 2 fishing. And let me see, how does a blobfish, like, compare to these other fish? Blobfish. Blobfish was a level 75 difficulty fish, which was not that bad compared to the lava eel. Let's be real. Do I reset the day every time I get trash from fishing? Yes. Yes, I do. Because if I get trash from fishing, it gives me fishing experience, which could theoretically make fishing easier if I leveled up in fishing via that trash. So that counts as an item, and I'm not allowed to use it. So that was really fun during the night market to have to reset and wait until 5 p.m. every single time in order to get a chance at the blobfish. That was really fun. That was super fun. That makes the lava eel even worse. Yeah, it does. All right. New plan of attack now, though. We're still killing the Duggies. I'm still killing the Duggies because I'm going to need those combat levels. But now I have to add befriending Clint to my rotation here. So I think what we do is I do basically the same thing I have been doing. I go into town. I check Mayor Lewis's, or I check in with Mayor Lewis, because Mayor Lewis is the one who's going to open up the earliest. Out of the 3 people I need to befriend, Clint, Pierre, and Lewis, he's the one that opens earliest at 8:30 p.m. Check those trash cans. I only need to check right now the saloon and Evelyn's trash can, because they're the only ones that have a chance to give me cookies. The other trash cans don't have a chance to give me anything useful right now. Eventually, if I unlock the desert, I'll be able to get a scorpion carp from one. And if it's summer, I'll be able to get an octopus from one. So in the summer, I want to do trash runs, and once I unlock the desert. But other than that, I can't get a lobby eel from the trash cans, regardless of anything I do. So anyway, yeah. This is, I mean, honestly, a lot of the challenge so far has been what you're seeing right now, just me waiting for waiting directly outside Mayor Lewis's house, staring in his little porthole window here, watching him get his breakfast ready, his friggin' buckwheat waffles that he eats every Wednesday. Ask me how I know. Waiting for that 8:30 a.m. to pop up. And boom, and we go. Good morning. Good morning, sir. It's a good season. Yeah. What about any special orders that coincide with the community center? I don't think I can do any special orders without also incurring items in some way, shape, or form. Pretty confident about that. Talk to Clint. Yep, I'm a blacksmith. Change the stream name to I have to befriend Clint. One in chat if you would rather kill 1,000 Duggies than befriend Clint. Get a lay of the land here. That's a lot of ones. I'm so sorry, Clint. I didn't think it would be this even. I didn't think this would be this even or a split. Okay, now reframe the question. One in chat if you'd rather kill 1,000 Duggies with a hoe than befriend Clint. You're not allowed a weapon. And all of a sudden, Clint's not seeming like such a bad guy, is he? I do have to get, so the way that mail works, by the way, I have to get at least 1 heart with Clint in order to have a chance at getting the mail from him. And then the higher that his friendship is, the more likely it is that I'll get it. And then if I get a gift in the mail from Clint, then I can reset the day to get the gift that I want. So if he doesn't send me, if he sends me like a gold bar, for instance, I can reset the day and try and get a copper or iron bar instead, because it'll just re-roll it. Should be pretty easy. So I need to basically make that happen twice, and then that'll complete the boiler room bundle. Oh wait, you know what I just realized too? I think I still do need to kill a Shadow Brute. Because I was just taking it, I was mainly focused on the copper bar, but I still need this. I still need a Void Essence. And Void Essence, what drops a Void Essence? Let's double check that. Void Essence. Oh, they're dropped by Haunted Skulls as well, so we can technically get that from them. Shadow Brute, Shadow Shaman, Shadow Sniper, Haunted Skulls, Serpent, and Spiders. Krobus sells 10 a day, but I can't reach Krobus because that would require a bunch of items to even unlock the sewers. Get a dog and they drop bones. Yes, but I have to go for Void Essence because 10 bone fragments is 10 items. And 99 slime is 99 items. I have to go for the 1 Void Essence. Wizard? Does the Wizard doesn't send Void Essence in the mail or anything. He just likes Void Essence. Or he loves it. Yeah, he sends Fire Quartz frozen to your Jade and Purple Mushroom. So yeah, I need to get Void Essence as a drop from somewhere. which will either be Haunted Skull or Shadow Brute. Probably Haunted Skull, because I'm going to be farming them for the oak resin anyway. Either way. I'm just trying to justify my silly little oversight with Clint. And turns out it actually is still justified. I still got to kill the thousand Duggies, just not for the reason that I thought I did. Duggy time. Okay, I'm going to show... So this is how this works. We kill any of the bugs that we see, because they're only 1 HP, so I might as well get the combat experience anyway. And then this is how this goes. Play a little whack-a-mole. Wait for it. Wait for it. There he goes. And that's 1 Duggy down. That's 1 Duggy down, man. Boom. Get out of here. And you get out of here, too. What's the bug meat for? The bug meat's for going in the freaking trash. I get it as a byproduct of killing the monsters, but it's not required. So, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter. If you want to do this challenge yourself and try and kill all these monsters without getting any drops as well, hey, you're more power to you, honestly. More power to you. We got 2 Duggies on board here, but I got this freaking bug as well on me. I don't love this guy. Can I like lure this guy away so that he's not bugging me? No pun intended. Okay, that'll be good enough for now. And we got 2 piled up in the same spot here, which is very nice. Okay, this guy's gonna... I'm gonna turn him into a cave fly by accident. But hopefully I can just kill the Duggies before the cave fly manifests, because the cave flies are so annoying. Yeah, let's go. Cherry bomb. Cherry bomb. I could kill the bug, but it's, like, really annoying, too. And they're not worth the experience. Boom. Get yeeted. And this is my life for the next little while. This is how we do it. I got 2 Duggies, okay. It's ideal to try and find all the Duggies at once and then pile them up, get them on the side like this, and then you can just do that, yeah. I have learned Duggie habits better than I ever thought I would while trying to figure this out. They attack you from like 2 tiles away. You can pile them up like this. Am I going to trash the cherry bomb? I will trash all the monster drops, but I'm not going to trash them between, like, every monster kill. Because otherwise it would just, like, take longer, ultimately. I'm going to trash them at the end of the day. Just know that for our purposes, the monster drops don't count as used items, because I'm not using them for anything. I'm just getting them as a byproduct. They themselves have no material value here. Oh, Duggy time. So how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing in the wake of my long-winded explanation of this challenge? I appreciate you calling out the fact that Clint can just send me metal bars, by the way. Like, I definitely would have just killed the... gone after the void... the shadow brutes. I am still somewhat glad to know that my original plan was justified, because the idea, just in concept, the idea of killing 1,000 Duggies is, like, really funny. The fact that that's, like, even remotely considered as a strategy for a challenge, it just tickles me in just the right way, you know? I've got some new ideas to sleep on! That's a combat level, baby! That is combat level 3. Just like that. You're a little anxious, not about the challenge, though? I'm sorry to hear that. Hope the anxiety fades away as I kill more Duggies. Another thing that's going to make this bad, by the way, that you can already kind of tell, is that, the energy is going to become a problem. I can only kill so many Duggies in one trip. How much XP do I need to level up? Between level 3 and level 4, let me check. Let's see. Experience or levels up? Levels, maybe? Experience. Let's see. From level 3 to level 4 is 530 experience, which is 53 Duggies, because they each yield 10 experience. Not dealing with the cave fly. They're so annoying. Honestly, though, like, I don't know if this is just, like, some level of Stockholm Syndrome or something. Killing Duggies with the hoe or the pickaxe or whatever is not that bad, man. Once you get into a good rhythm with it, it's, like, totally fine. You just get the guy on the edge here. You hit him 3 times. Maybe 2 if you get bad luck or bad timing. 100% cope. This isn't that bad, y'all. How is this bad? Hold on a second. Am I going to have enough energy for this guy? I don't think I will. Nah, dang it. Okay, I got to go to the spa then. It is 100% that bad. I don't think it is, man. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'll be singing a different tune on, like, my 700th Dougie or something like that. Take care, by the way, Woolen Feet. Take care. But for right now, I'm living life. If you got any questions, by the way, about the challenge or otherwise, like, feel free to drop them in chat, because, like, we're here for a bit now. Lock in, because this is the stream. This is the stream, if whether we like it or not. We're going to be seeing a lot of the spa. We're going to be seeing a lot of floor 15. Maybe I'll mix it up, try and catch a lava eel at some point. That could be fun. A little lava eel fishing, resetting for the lava eel fish. Can we look at how many Duggies you've killed already? I can actually tell you because I was keeping track of that in my notes. Before today, at the start of the day here, let me scroll on down in my notes. I had killed 56 Duggies total. 56 Duggies have fallen to my hoe. We got plenty more whack-a-mole still to play. Wouldn't the scythe be better to use? It would be, because it doesn't use energy. That would solve a lot of problems, actually. The scythe would overall be a better thing to use, but I don't need the scythe for anything else. Whereas I do need the hoe and the pickaxe for other things. So if I can repurpose a tool for multiple uses, which I unfortunately can here because they do damage, then that's the way I gotta go. Because otherwise I'd be adding one more item, the scythe, that I don't need for anything else, and that would just be an extra item on top of everything. Level 5 isn't so far away. Level 5 isn't so far away, and honestly, we could try and stop at level 5 and try and go for a try and go for a, well, we can't actually go for a haunted skull kill until I unlock the quarry. Yeet. Cave bugs are also going to help a little bit at a time here. I'm not going to worry about the slimes. They're annoying to kill. Those cave bugs, they deal it's one combat experience per cave bug, which is a better XP value per swing than against Duggies, I'm pretty sure, because I think a Duggie usually takes more than 10 swings to kill versus the 1 swing per 1 experience here. Ooh, we got double. This is the best XP value of all, though, if you can get double up on him like this. And preferably not miss your swings either. Bro, this freaking bug. Can we not? Can we not and say that we did? And whatever, he's doing a little bit of damage, but I'll heal it off next time I go to the spa. We're chill. I mean, I'm probably not even going to the spa again today because I'm gonna need time to, like, get home as well. I don't want to pass out because then I lose money, and money is kind of an issue on this farm, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I need to make it home every night. Buffer. Got a tiny little buffer. Am I doing anything on OBS here? Everything looks fine on my end. It might just be a YouTube thing. Regardless, don't worry. If you do buffer, chat, you're probably not missing that much. I'll tell you straight up, you're probably not missing that much. Might miss me swing my hoe at a Dougie or two. Oh, you know what? I do have a question for you, actually, chat. Let me field you a question. Because I am unsure how to count this when it comes to, like, you would think that, like, using an item in this game, quote unquote, would be pretty cut and dry, but as we've already seen, it can be up to interpretation quite a bit. And the one that I am still trying to interpret my best is the bed. Does the bed that I sleep in count as an item used? I'm inclined to say yes. Is that 2 Duggies or is that just 1? I think that's just 1. I'm gonna leave the stream. Absolutely not. You can't not use the bed. Theoretically, I think you can choose not to use the bed, right? Because, like, yes, you would lose money if you pass out, but I think that only applies if you pass out outside of your house. I'm gonna leave now, by the way. If you pass out inside of your house, then I think you, like, well, do you wake up in the bed? What happens if you trash your bed and then, like, where do you wake up? Because you can pick up the bed and you can throw it away. I'm not going to do that, but anyway, we were up to 67 Duggies. 6-7? 6-7, huh? Not bad. All right, 67 Duggies. Right in my notes. You wake up at the door. So yeah, in theory, I think you could nix the bed. It would just be horrible. It would be really, really bad and annoying, and I would hate every moment of it. So I'm not doing that, especially because I've already been using the bed. The bed is an item, you definitely use it. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out whether to count it or not, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, you gotta count it. Not committed enough? Not committed enough. You don't think I'm committed enough to this challenge? I'm looking for cookies, by the way. There is a chance for cookies to be sold at the Star Drop Saloon. Not using the bed equals an energy penalty every day, but you could offset that by just going to the spa. You can just go to the spa every day and re-up your energy without any other item usage. Reset the challenge then. Level 3 combat, new cooking recipe, roots platter. Unfortunately, I'm never going to be able to cook anything ever. Level 3 combat, put it in the notes. Is the spa water an item? I would say probably not. For my purposes, I'm going to say big fat no on that one. Nothing out of those mail. Okay, that's fair enough. We're not resetting. Don't worry about it. Coward? You're welcome to do the challenge without the spa and without a bed. By all means, I think you should. You're entirely. It's entirely an open concept. If you decide that my challenge is not hard enough for you, then there's nothing stopping you from going and playing the game and doing it your way. That's the beauty of Stardew Valley challenge runs, or challenge runs in any game, for the record, is that you can just, like, I don't need that green algae. Oh, I forgot to throw out my monster drops. That's okay. Still haven't used them for anything, so it's not a big deal. Why clothes? You should throw them away. Let's see how I get carried away now. I'm not getting any material value out of the clothes, so I'm chill with that. We don't want to suffer. We want you to suffer. I'm not allowing myself to wear any boots or rings or anything like that, if that's what you mean by clothes. But the clothes that I have, they're not, I don't need them. I just like them. Would also not be getting any material value out of the stones from mining. Out of the stones, no, which is why I'm allowed to get stones when I was getting like deeper in the mines. Out of copper ore and coal, yes, I would get material value out of those, because I would be leveling up my mining, which would make my pickaxe more efficient to use, which would mean that I could theoretically kill monsters faster. But I can kill monsters faster in a better way, with that doesn't use other items. It's a little complex to wrap your mind around. I respect that. It's also a little bit arbitrary, but what challenge run isn't arbitrary, to be honest with you? You propose to use minimum items, decided bed is an item and you don't need it, so ergo you should not. But I've already used the bed up to this point. I'm willing to, like, in the final video of this challenge, I'm willing to be like, hey, I used the bed, and technically there's a way you can get... Like, I'm going to explain. The bed is one that I could get away without using, and the pickaxe is another one that I can get away without using, which I've already talked about before. I'm using both of them because if I didn't, it would take, like, astronomically longer. So for my own quality of life, I'm going to say I'm letting myself use those. And I'll mention it in the final video, and if people have a problem with that, then you know what? Fair game. I'll still at least explain the theoretical minimum. So there you go. Bed sheet should also count as a separate item. The copper bed of wellness, exactly. Exactly. Alright, back to the Duggie mines. Smack that guy up. Do I have multiple Duggies here? I think I just got the one. It feels better to hit the Duggies with a hoe than with a pickaxe, for the record. I think they both do, like, literally the exact same damage, the exact same to everything. But it feels better to do it with the hoe. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it's because, like, you normally, like, till the dirt and the Duggies are living in the dirt, so it feels like more of, like, a natural process to play whack-a-mole. Why do I have my pancakes in my inventory? I was giving them as a gift at the Feast of the Winter Star last year, in an effort to try and get wine from the person who was giving me a gift. Where's the other Duggie? Or is there only one here? There might only be one, actually. Oh, no, there's two. They're already just piled up. Perfect. Yeah, I was giving the pancakes as a gift at the Feast of the Winter Star. You can give basically anything. It doesn't have to be pancakes. But I just happened to pick pancakes because when I was trying to figure out a gift, I went to the Star Drop Saloon looking for cookies, which I need for one of my bundles. And I saw pancakes, and Jody was my gift recipient. And I know she loves pancakes, so I was like, you know what? Let's try and invoke some good luck here. If I give Jody something she likes, maybe then I'll get something that I like in return. Wouldn't that be swell? How many Duggies do I have here? Like, is this 3 Duggies? That's 3 Duggies piled up right there. It's my lucky day, bro. So item. The pancakes count as an item, and the wine that I'm trying to get from the Feast of the Winter Star also counts as an item, yes. Both of those count as items in the grand scheme of things. Small glow ring. Ain't nobody got time for that. Get that out of here. Get that trash out of here. Stop it cluttering my inventory. Yeah, cooked goods are liked overall. Exactly. Did the money you used count also? Money, in my opinion, is not an item. Money is a distinct entity from items that land in, like, your inventory, or that you use in some other capacity. I personally don't count money, even though it is, like, if we're getting diegetic with it, it's like tangibly, yes, like you could consider like cash money. But come on, let's be real here. I've already done price of perfection. I've done minimum money. Cut me some freaking slack here. I've done that part. This is the other side of that coin of the minimum percentage. Stardew Valley's first minimum percent run. No one's taken that video idea yet, right? Exclamation point Sal. Go check out Sal's minimum percent video. It's such a good video. It's not the same as what I'm doing here. He does minimum in like a different way, where he's like going for the getting into the walnut room with as low percentage as possible, which was a very interesting play in and of itself. Am I in a bare white room with nothing but a computer right now? Nah, I got my bed here too. Got my little Hatchroom plushie, my little Ace Bumblebee. What's my energy at? 49. How much damage could I do with 49? That's like 24 swings. Dougie. How much HP does a Dougie have again? Duggies have 40 HP. I think I can kill one more if I'm good about it here. Just got to be efficient. Been enjoying Sal's Pokemon challenges. Sal is like the GOAT for sure. He's got some wonderful challenge runs. He's got a good vibe about his videos. And he's just a stand-up dude. Shoutouts to Sal. Shoutouts to many members of the Stardew community who do similar challenge runs like this. You got your Salmenses, you got your Hey Safs, you got your Evolutions. We love glazing fellow content creators around here. He was in here earlier. I don't think he's here anymore. Or else he's, like, lurking, which is fine, too. I respect that. 9. It's gonna be down to 5. Bro, this freaking Dougie! That's so cursed. That's so mean. Why? Kaito Kid, absolutely. Spot Seed, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. If Argon likes someone, I instantly feel that they're good. I try to exercise good judgment. And try and like, I mean, if I like someone, I'll tell you that I like them. But I don't have perfect judgment, so you know. Plus, my tastes are going to invariably differ from yours. I'm doing well, Spot Seed. I hope you're doing good as well. I'm just still doing the whole Stardew challenge thing, and I'm having a freaking blast with it. Do you have a P.O. box so you can send me crochet raccoons? I do not currently have a P.O. box. I'm a little wary about setting one up because it's like I would feel bad about people like sending me stuff and getting like free stuff, but I know like people would feel good about sending me stuff and seeing like me react to the stuff that they send me. So it's like I get that it's like it's a two-way street. Like people only send things that they want to send things, but like I have friggin' imposter syndrome, so. Except you have perfect judgment all the time and have never done anything wrong. Honestly, like, I gotta put on airs and say that I'm, like, pretty... That I'm fallible like a human, but also, like, same. I'm also, like, the most humble person that I know. And it's not even close. Like, there's some pretty nice, humble people out there, but, like, come on, let's be real. I am the most humble. By a long shot, dude. $55K followers. Can we get it to 65K and then just stop? It would be perfect. It would be perfect for our little community. If I ever do get to 65,000 subscribers, I feel like people are gonna like go crazy. If the 65 meme is still relevant to that point. If it hasn't suffered its slow and painful death by that point, then people are gonna love 65,000. I don't need to kill another crab. I already killed a rock crab in the past. I don't need to do it again. That was painful enough the first time. Tell you that for free. Had to kill a rock crab for the crab drop. For the record. In case you were wondering. I said before, by the way, I reached out to Blade about this challenge, but Blade doesn't actually really know anything much about this challenge. I did pretty much all like the research and experimentation for this. He didn't even know the concept of the challenge, and he didn't ask either. I was just like, hey, can you help me find a seed with this exact permutation of remix bundles? And then he sent me a list of like 20 seeds, and I was like, thanks, bro. That's perfect. I don't love trying to kill a Duggie with 3 slimes out and about. I feel like it's just asking for trouble, so. What a legend. He's so good. I love that. Blade is innocent in the Clint matter. Yeah, no, he would have caught that one for sure. I don't know how I didn't catch that one, man. It's literally like a thing I've done before. Getting metal bars in the mail from Clint. Oh well. At least we caught it now before I went and committed all that time to killing void brutes, shadow brutes. Unfortunately, it does not nix the Duggie grind, but... Or maybe fortunately, if you're a masochist like me. I'm not sure whether I want to try and fish for the lava eel or not, or whether I just want to go for the, if I just want to go, like, wait for the trash can strat. I feel like the trash can is most likely going to be the way that I get that last fish for the Master Fisher's bundle. But it would be a wonderful feather in my cap to say that I caught a lava eel without, at level 2 fishing. Honestly, the fishing level is not even, like, the main concern for me. It's the fact that, like, I have to reset if I get trash at any point. And trash is so freaking likely down there that, like, the odds are, if I do commit to the lava eel grind, I would, like, walk all the way up to the mines, fish once, get some trash, reset, and then walk back up. How many Duggies? 78 Duggies. There's another 11 Duggies to my name. Not bad. Spring. Second. 78 Duggies. We're chilling. Nico, oh my goodness, thank you for the 10 euro, by the way. 10 euro super chat. So this is okay, but I can't send you a postcard if I feel like sending you one? I mean, touche. BRB turning off super chats. I greatly appreciate the support and the generosity. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. No, you make a good point. You make a good point that you, like, if I have one, then why not the other? And the real answer is probably that I'm just lazy. And I'm like, I don't feel like going and setting up a P.O. box. But you know what? If there's enough of an outcry for one, then maybe. That's the difference between an item and money XP. Touche. Touche, my friend. That's the real life difference right there. Don't you want a crocheted raccoon with a tiny knife? That does sound incredibly cute, actually. That does sound fantastic. With the knife as a little tiny constant reminder of the finicky nature of the raccoons. Every time you see a little raccoon things, you're like, I want to give them to Argon. How often are you seeing little raccoon things? I will say, now that I'm, like, more in tune with, like, the raccoon nature of the community. I feel like I do see raccoons more frequently now that I'm like looking for raccoons. Show me a gift. Come on, Smalls, you got this? Okay, that's fine. Maybe next time. Next time I get a gift from Smalls, by the way, whatever it might be, I will be resetting the day. Because I need to get cheese from Smalls, which is, I don't remember what the percentage chance is. But if you get a gift from your pet, similar to getting a gift in the mail, you can reset the day and re-roll whatever that gift is. So I'll be doing that with Smalls. So that is another grind we will be working towards here. Come on, cookies. Come on, cookies. I'm actually kind of surprised, because I have been checking Evelyn's trash, like, every day throughout this entire challenge. And I feel like cookies from Evelyn's trash are not that uncommon, right? Like, I feel like I check her trash in, like, just about every time. Like, every other day, I'm just getting cookies, man. So I don't know how I've gone this far without getting any cookies from Evelyn's trash. But here we are. Yeah, they're usually, like, quite frequent. The other way I could have gotten cookies is if I was playing as a male character. Because if you play as a male character, then your mom can send you cookies in the mail. As opposed to your dad, who just sends you, like, more money, I think. But I'm not gonna forsake Chloe like that. This challenge has Chloe's name all over it. Is Smalls a Sandlot reference? It was not. Smalls was just me thinking, like, well, I'm doing, like, a minimalist kind of challenge, and minimalism, small kind of go hand in hand, and I was like, Smalls is kind of a cute name. I've always liked the name Smalls. And that's how I landed there. Really not much more to it than that. Plus, the cat just kind of looks like a Smalls, don't you think? The annoying part about befriending Pierre, one of the annoying parts, is that on Wednesdays I literally just can't talk to him. I can't go into his shop, and he doesn't leave his shop, so I just miss out on the friendship points on Wednesday, unfortunately. Is the money more important than the cookies from Mom? Probably in the grand scheme of things, honestly, yeah. Because I'm gonna get the cookies from the trash or from the Star Drop Saloon eventually. That'll just happen as a product of, like, the law of large numbers. And I mean, that also holds true for the money. Eventually I'll get enough money for it, but you know what I truly fear, though, chat? Is that the natural extension of this challenge that I'm doing, how many items do you need to complete the community center, is how many items do you need to achieve perfection. And I don't think I'm ready to tackle that. This has already, like, become enough of a problem in and of itself to do the community center. To do perfection, I mean, probably eventually. We got 3 Duggies here, it looks like. Probably eventually we'll get there. Give it enough time. Are they all stacked? I think they're all stacked. Yeah. Please, no. There are multiple ways to achieve perfection, though. We could go the Joja route. And honestly, I have done a thought experiment of that one in the past. I believe the Joja route. If we go Joja, like, complete the Joja Mart community development form, and then use the Joja Parrot to buy all the golden walnuts, and then use the perfection waivers to buy the rest of perfection. To do all of that, you only need money. And as we've seen, as we've proven in this very challenge, you can get money without items. Even if it's very slowly through the mail, from getting it from Pierre and Louis. You can do it. So I guess the real question is, how long would it take for Pierre and Louis to send you 50 million plus scholars in the mail? You do also need to repair Willie's boat. That is true. So you would need to get iridium bars, which if we're going no holes barred here, you can get iridium bars from the traveling merchant. You can get battery packs from the traveling merchant. You can get hardwood from the traveling merchant. So if you're allowed the traveling merchant, you can just get all those directly. That would be what, like 210 items right there? Walnuts are items? Suppose that's probably true, yeah. But you can get all the walnuts. Ooh, a diamond! Looking like a diamond in the rough. Too bad I'm gonna trash it. There's a chance to get like a prismatic shard from these guys, right? It's like a 0.1% chance or something like that. 1 in 1,000. That'd be cool if that does happen. I mean, I'm gonna kill more than 1,000 Duggies, so the odds are in my favor of getting at least 1 prismatic shard if that's true. You have to upgrade the house for marriage. You don't need to get married to have perfection, right? At least not if you go with the Joja route. Normally you would to get the star drop, yeah, but like if you're going with the perfection waivers, then you don't need to do that. Only if you reach the bottom of the mines, if you remember correctly. Let me check. I still have the Dougie page open, I think. Dougie. Oh, you're right. It's if you reach the bottom of the mines, then you have a 0.05% chance at a prismatic shard. The rarest drop we can get from a Dougie is Dwarf Scroll 4, which is a 0.1% chance. So be on the lookout for freaking Dwarf Scrolls 4. There's Dwarf Scroll 1. That's not as uncommon. You have to be okay with Lewis joining you at the cliff top. If you go all the way with Joja, doesn't like Morris join you at the summit or something like that? Instead of Lewis? I feel like it would make more sense if it was Morris. Yeah? I mean, yeah, that just tracks. That makes sense. If you get a yam, you can use it for the community center if I haven't already. I actually already did that. I completed the fall crops bundle. Good looking out, though. I killed, like, somewhere around, like, 30 Duggies to get my first yam. Little did I know I was going to have to kill a lot more Duggies than that. I'm going to lure this slime away. I'm going to try anyway, because I want to get this Dougie. Get down here, buddy. I don't want to have to deal with you. Oh, we got 2 Duggies. Hold on a second. Yeah. Line them up. Set them up and knock them down. Beautiful. Uh-oh, the slime's coming up this way, bro. I don't want to deal with you. Okay, the slime's going down too. I have killed slimes. It's doable. Oh, my energy, though. My energy's not going to be happy with this one. Bro, my health. I'm gonna die. I'm getting slimed to freaking death. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is horrible. I'm leaving. I don't want to die. Don't you just need to kill any monsters? Yeah, basically. The only reason I'm doing Duggies is because they're, like, the easiest to kill, that are common enough to find, and don't take too long to kill either. They're the perfect balance. If you can think of other monsters that would be better for this, I'm all ears, but like I feel like Duggies are the way. Slimes are too annoying because they're like jumping all over the place all the time. The Duggies, you don't knock them back at all with your tools, so they're just like static in place. That's really nice. You can just keep hitting them over and over again. Any monster that you can kill in one hit, i.e. the cave bugs and the squid kids, they either don't give enough XP, so they'd be too slow, or they're too uncommon, so they'd also be too slow. And everything else is just going to be like basically the same problem as the slimes. It's just like too annoying to kill. Minimum items per perfection is probably faster IRL between the two dudes than sleep for a few hundred years. Well, if we're saying that you can skip the bed, because the bed will count as an item, you'd have to factor that into perfection as well. So, assuming you're not using tools for anything else, you wouldn't have a tool to, like, exhaust yourself with to, like, get your energy down. So, you would have to get rid of your bed, and then every single day for the entire length of the perfection challenge, you would have to stand in your house and wait for 2 a.m. to approach so you pass out naturally and then do that. Oh, that sounds horrible, man. I love it. I love the theory. No one's ever gonna do that. No one better ever do that, because that sounds diabolical. How long would that even take, dude? Do you need to call in sick tomorrow? Place your bets now. I hope not. Feel better soon, Nico. If you do need to call in sick, though, then, like, call in. Be kind to yourself. Rest if you need the rest. Okay, hold on. We got one Duggie. Just one Duggie, okay. Easy. Just leave the game running for a long time. That's pretty much how you'd have to do it, I think, yeah. Let it run in the background for like a week. I think it would need to be longer than a week, to be honest with you. I think it would need to be, like, considerably longer than a week. I'd need to know the exact numbers on, like, how much money you can expect to get in the mail from Pierre and Louis in a year. And then you like take that average, you run it across however many years you need to get 50 million gold for perfection. And then you factor in how long a day is in Stardew Valley. If you let it run from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., it's like 14 to 15 minutes or something like that, I think. Multiply the days by the number of years. You're looking at a pretty long time. 26 hours for a year. So, like, basically... yeah, a little longer than a day per year. Ballpark guess, I would say you probably need, like... I mean, from... how much money do I think you could get from Louis and Pierre in the mail in a year? I don't even have a guess, to be honest with you. There's like too many variables involved there. Plus traveling merchant expenses. Yeah, but compared to the 50 million, that's going to be, like, so small. That's going to be small potatoes. I feel like it's going to take you, like, 5,000 years to do that. like 5,000 in-game years. Multiply that by 26 hours per year. So 26 times 5,000. So that's, like... a lot. It's like, well, let me think. It's like 50,000, 100,000. It's like 100. It's like around like 125 to 130,000 hours. So let's not do that. Let's not. Some challenge runs are not meant to be completed. Some are meant to only be theorized about and never touched with a 10-foot pole. You could make it a lot shorter if you allow the bed. Suddenly consider making the bed seem like not an item seems a little more appealing when you realize that in the context of that challenge, it'll save you literal hundreds of thousands of hours. 14 years, so it's possible. Stardew Valley hasn't even been out for 14 years. That's diabolical. But it is theoretically possible, yeah. To prove the theory, could be fun to run a mod with a mod that speeds up the day cycle. I would watch that for sure. I don't know if I'm the person to set that up. 88 Duggies? So we're getting an average of like 10, 11 Duggies per day. Spring 3rd gets me to 88 Duggies. So I need roughly, I mean, I need to get in the neighborhood of like 1,500 Duggies. So 1,500 divided by 10, that's like 150 days worth of Duggie killing. That's doable. That's gonna take it's gonna take a lot longer than I originally surmised for this challenge. So the dream of like getting a video up for this in November is probably dead. But it's still doable. At the end of the day, this is like it's a pretty mindless endeavor. Once you get into a good rhythm with the Duggies, I haven't been doing the Dougie thing for too long, but like for a lot of this challenge where it's just like waiting around and stuff, I've literally been playing this and then like watching something else on the other side, on the other monitor, so. Complete breakfast. Sharpie Barks, thank you for saying that you love my videos. I greatly appreciate it. I love you. I hope that's not too parasocial. Thanks for popping on in, though. Appreciate you being at the stream. Imagine if we hadn't told you about Clint, you would waste so much more time doing silly combat with the Shadow Brutes. I like my chances against the Shadow Brutes more than I like my chances against the Haunted Skulls. Let's get a feel. Let's do a little chat litmus test here. Hold on, Smalls, you got anything for me? Got nothing for me today. That's okay. On a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being there's no question in your mind, like it's guaranteed. 0 is this never going to happen. What are the odds that even at level 10 combat, I'll be able to kill a Haunted Skull? With a hoe. With a hoe. 65, about 65%. 65, 0. 65. 32, 30, 50. 4.9%, 100. That's what I like to see, Appstar. Exclamation point optimism. You couldn't even kill one with mods. I wasn't like really trying though. If I really tried, I mean, maybe that's part of the stream here today. Maybe I go in with mods and like actually like really try to kill one, just to see like in theory how realistic is it. Maybe I should go do that. Should we test that out? Try and actually physically, without any other restrictions beyond using mods to like get there. Go and try and kill a Haunted Skull. Couldn't even kill one with mods. And I need to kill like probably like up to 100, depending on how soon I get the oak resin. You're less confident that I'll be able to kill enough to get the oak resin without going crazy. If I can kill one, if I can prove that the Haunted Skulls can bleed, I have no doubt that I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to get the oak resin if I can kill one. That much I promise you. Although I say that now, not knowing how hard it might be to ultimately kill one. After today, maybe I'll go and pop into like a test file and go try it. Whoops. Could I invite you to use a different tool for it? It has to be either the fishing rod, the hoe, or the pickaxe, because any other tool adds another, it adds another item to the mix, and at that point I would just buy a weapon, because then it's just one. It's gonna be, if it's gonna be one either way that I have to add, I'm gonna buy the best weapon that I can. Use the fishing rod. Either he's gonna magically get it first try, or he's gonna take 100 attempts, 100 plus attempts. I got pretty lucky getting the rabbit's foot from Smalls. I thought that was gonna be a bigger RNG grind because it's like a 1% chance, or around the same chance for a rabbit's foot from your cat as it is from the oak resin from a haunted skull. And I got that in, I think, 18 resets. So I got pretty darn lucky with that. There has been a lot of resetting the challenge otherwise, though. And obviously that's a very like quick thing to reset compared to what a haunted skull would be. Because to reset that one, you literally just like you walk out the door, you talk to the cat, you see what the item is. If it's not the rabbit's foot, you reset. Versus the haunted skull, you gotta walk up to the quarry, you gotta go find a haunted skull, you gotta actually put in the time and effort to kill the haunted skull, and then you gotta hope for its oak resin. And if it's not, then you gotta try again. So it's gonna be, even if it does take like 18 attempts, it's still gonna be like laborious. I have faith, though. I have faith that it's doable. If I can get into a good rhythm with the haunted skull, and if I can get it isolated, that's gonna be the hardest part, I think, is to keep the haunted skull by itself for long enough to get a kill. Because if I have to contend with like 2 haunted skulls at once, or like a haunted skull and a slime, something like that, I feel like that's unreasonable. I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna die like way too soon. Even with the HP that I get from leveling up combat. Because you do increase your base HP by 5 with every combat level. That's something to remember. Take care, Storm Warrior. Thanks for being here. As per usual. As per the usual. If only there was a way to get a freaking oak resin, like, literally any other way, man. And I did look into, like, I mean, tappers and stuff, obviously. That was, like, the first place I looked with the oak resin. You know what the saddest part is, too, by the way, chat? Is that, the oak resin is only required for the Enchanter's Bundle, right? That's the only time in the community center that oak resin is required. It's an option for, like, exotic foraging or whatever it is, but it's only required for the Enchanter's Bundle. And with the remix bundles, you're not guaranteed to have the Enchanter's Bundle. But as fate would have it, when you do remix bundles, you get, like, 5 random bundles in the bulletin board out of, like, the 8 possible options. And of those 8 possible options, the Enchanter's Bundle is one of the lowest, like, item requirements out of all of them. It requires, like, 5 items total versus a lot more for some of the other ones. So there was no way to avoid the oak resin in this grind, unfortunately. I think that was probably my favorite part of the challenge so far, was just, like, trying to research the bundles to optimize the amount of items needed for each one. I mean, maybe I should go over... You know what? Before I go too much further here, maybe I should go over, like, my research for that. And because you guys already pointed out the freaking copper bars in the mail thing, maybe you can point out something that I missed, and maybe we can lower the number even further here. You know what? Maybe we should do that for a second. How do you guys feel about going on a bit of a research? How do you feel about doing a little bit of peer review of my research? Let's see. If we get all of our heads together and look over my notes for the community center, then maybe we'll all see something. Show me the Excels. I actually didn't do an Excel sheet for this one. I probably should have, but I did it in kind of a silly looking way here. This is how I did it. I listed it out with like each bundle listed here, and then like in brackets the number of items needed for that specific thing, and like the details of each bundle here. This is how I did it. So, sorry for the flashbang. Let's go over this one bundle at a time, and let's confirm that that we're working with the minimum here, okay? So spring foraging bundle from the top. This is literally required. That you can't re-roll this with the remix bundles, and any of these options are fine. 4 are chosen at random. Doesn't matter which 4 you get because you can just forage them. Same with summer foraging, same with fall foraging, same with winter foraging. They're all set in stone. The remix bundles do re-roll which ones you like need to get specifically, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Yo, Luca, thank you for becoming a member at the Neutron level, by the way. Luca 1291. Dark mode, please. Does Google Docs even have a dark mode? It's got a freaking AI mode. Does it have a dark mode? Like built in? I don't think it does, right? It does? Where? Where do I go? View. Format? Extensions? Add-ons? Get add-ons. Maybe it's an add-on that I can get? Tools? I would change it to dark mode if I know that there's dark mode. Your account? Let me see. Click the icon in the top right. That's where I'm clicking. And it just shows like, okay, manage your Google account, maybe? Personal info. Hold on, I'm gonna put myself in studio mode here so I don't accidentally dox myself. Maybe it's only on the mobile that there's dark mode. Yeah, there's not like a dark mode toggle when I just like look at like the settings or anything like that. Let me see. I can just like search it, I guess. Google Docs dark mode. Dark mode without extensions? No, there is... Okay, you need an extension for it, apparently, according to the things that I'm seeing, the research results. We'll just have to make do without it, I'm afraid. I regret to inform you, we're stuck in non-dark mode, because I'm not going to go get an extension right now. We'll have to make it work. Alright, flashbang warning. 3, 2, 1. Ah! It's like that picture of the flashbanging cat, you know? Alright. So the foraging bundles are pretty cut and dry. You just need the items that you need to fill them in. No fixing that. The construction bundle, I scratched out bundles if I was able to like remix them away, and if they were worse than the other bundles. So construction bundles really bad. You need 198 wood, 99 stone, and 10 hardwood. Even if you just get those even if you get those items raw on their own, that's 307 items, which is like way too many. So we're not doing that. Same with the sticky bundle. Sticky bundle would be 500 items for just the sap. So we're not doing that. Forest bundle is the one that I landed on as the option for bundle 5, because it's between this 307, this 500, or the forest bundle, which is 30 items, depending on how this rolls. So 3 of these are chosen at random. 10 moss, 200 fiber, 10 acorns, or 10 maple seeds. And you can get the... So as long as you get 10 moss, 10 acorns, and 10 maple seeds in yours, then this is only 30 items, which is still like kind of a lot for a single bundle. But if it's between that, if it's between 30, 500, or 307, that's where we land. So that's pretty cut and dry as well, I think. Exotic foraging bundle is the one that I have for bundle 6, because the other option is the wild medicine bundle, which would have been You get 3 of the, you have to pick 3 of these, and that would be a minimum of like 15 items. So compared to the 5 for the exotic foraging, that's pretty cut and dry as well. File, page setup, background color. File. Page setup. Pages. Page color. Black. Maybe like gray. But this is gonna, it's not gonna change the color of my text, right? I mean, that kind of helps a little bit. But it's also, I need to change the text color as well, right? Control A. Where's my text color? Make this like white. Is that better? It's not like the most like clean looking dark mode I've ever seen. No. I can also do this. I guess rid of some of that stuff up at the top there. It's like a hacky dark mode. It's pretty weird looking. I'll say it, but anyway. So no notes on the crafts room, I don't think. I think this is pretty cut and dry. Go into view and hide most of the home bar. That's okay. This is fine for right now. All right, the pantry. Spring crops bundle you're required to get. You have to do it. Parsnip I got from Caroline in the mail. Same with the cauliflower and the potato. And then the other options would be kale, carrot, or the green bean. Green bean and carrot are effectively the same. You have to get the seed and you have to get the crop itself. So that's 2 items. Your eyes hate this more. Honestly, not that much better. I kind of don't like it either, to be honest with you. But if other people do like it, then it's fine. DIY dark mode. I don't love the color of the text. Like the pure white text is not doing it for me. What do we just leave it as black text? Is that so bad? I feel like that's fine. Like I can still read that. You can barely read it. Use paler gray for the text or for the it's like this kind of gray, like that, something like that. Maybe go back to regular. I think I am just gonna go back to regular. You know what, it's what I'm used to. It might be a little bit of a flashbang and I apologize for that, but for me it's what's gonna work best here, I think. File, page setup. Go back to this. Sorry. This I hope it's not too bad. You tried. Okay, so stuff from the mail from Caroline. You got to grow one of these 2 crops. Kale is an extra item because it would require the scythe to harvest, so that's why I nixed the kale out of the equation here. But with the remix bundles, you get 4 of these at random, so if you get the right seed, you can just choose not to have the kale, basically. You either get the carrot or the green bean, and then the other 3 you have to get because they're mail from Caroline, so they're required. Is this a new challenge? It is. Yeah, I'm explaining how I landed on the bundle selection that I did and going over it with a fine-tooth comb just to make sure that we're all on the same page here. This is how to do this. We're trying to get the community center done with as few items as possible. And this is the remix bundle section that we're looking at here. Summer crops bundle you have to have. You can't remix it away. It chooses 4 of these 5 items at random, none of which are better than the others. They all require 2 items, being the seed for the crop and the crop itself. So there's really no getting around that. The only thing we can save on items here is the same we save with every crop, is the watering can. Since we don't water things, we wait for rain or we wait for a crop fairy. That's really the only way around that. Pretty much the exact same with the fall crops bundle, except for the yam. The yam is required because you can get it without growing it by killing a Duggie, which I did. So that's the only thing in there. Quality crops bundle, I didn't even look into it because it would have been like too many seeds, too many crops, versus the rare crops bundle, which you only need 1 item for, and you can choose between either the ancient fruit or the sweet gemberry. No traveling cart in this challenge. Yeah, no traveling cart, except for the rare seed that I needed to get here. The only exception to the traveling cart is if an item is available directly, is only available from the traveling cart, which the rare seed you can only get from the traveling cart. So, and between this and the ancient fruit would require one extra item because you need the artifact to unlock the ancient seed, or you need like a seed maker to kind of get one janky that way, but that's an extra item either way, so it's sweet gemberry that way. Now, that was bundle 4. For bundle 5 here, you have the option between the animal bundle. I should probably like get rid of like the strikeout on this stuff so you can actually like read some of this. The animal bundle, the fish farmers bundle, and the garden bundle. So the animal bundle requires up to 506 items minimum because you need to build a barn for a cow / goat, and like and you need, well, you might need to get the large goat milk and stuff. So animal bundle is simply out of the question because you literally have to get like a barn or a coop or something like that. You can start with a coop if you go on Meadowlands Farm, but it's just like you look into it and it's just, it all falls apart. It's not good. You can look at it here if you want. Like, you can get wool in the mail from Emily. You can get a duck egg at Pierre's stall at the Feast of the Winter Star. You need 5 of these items, 5 out of 6. You can get most of these actually if you start with the Meadowlands Farm. You can get a large white egg and a large brown egg for basically free. So you're actually pretty close to getting this down to 5 items. But the large milk and the large goat milk are what get you. You need the large milk for, the only way to get the large milk is from a cow. So rip. So rip to the animal bundle. Not a great option for us. 506 items is a no-go. Fish farmers bundle fares a little bit better because you don't need a fish pond, which requires a bunch of resources to build. You can get the roe from fishing if you have the Jewels of the Sea book. But it's still quite a few items because you need to get the Jewels of the Sea book itself, and then 15 roe. And a squid egg is easy. You can get it from a squid kid, so that's just 1. But then you need either 15 aged roe or 15 roe, neither of which are really conducive, versus the garden bundle. Boom, boom, boom. Stop me if I'm going too fast, by the way, if you need me to like slow down and explain any of this, but I'm just going through my methodology here. Or if you notice something that I missed or something like that, then shout it out. The garden bundle is the one that I actually went with for bundle number 5, because it only requires 8 items, being the seeds for each of the 4 flowers that you pick and the flowers themselves. And between that and the other 2 bundles here, it's no contest. 8 is the lowest and it's not even like, there's not really any wiggle room there. For bundle 6, the options were either the brewer's bundle or the artisan bundle. The brewer's bundle is complicated, but I can tell you just by looking at it that like, if you look at it on the wiki and you see what it requires, you can already just like infer that it's going to take more than the 6 items that you need for the artisan bundle, because you need to pick 6 items for the artisan bundle, and you can get 6 of these items just on their own via either the Fruitback Cave, Cat with Max Friendship, buy it at the Oasis, mail from Emily. There's a lot of options here. Could I have done the garden bundle with mixed flower seeds? I could have, actually. I thought about that kind of after the fact. It wouldn't reduce the total number of items because you'd still need at least 4 mixed flower seeds for your 4 flowers. It would reduce the total number of unique items, though. Unique items would be reduced that way, but not total items. And my kind of conceit for this challenge was to try and reduce the total items as much as possible and not worry as much about the unique items. But if you wanted to reduce the unique items, mixed flower seeds would be the way to go. Check stream discussion. Hold on a second. Stream discussion. Example of what it looks like. Paler gray for the background color in docks. Let me try. Give me a second here. File, page setup. Just do like a very slightly paler gray. How do we feel? How are we feeling about this? A little bit easier on the eyes without being, like, illegible. It doesn't change the border, yeah, which is kind of annoying. But I don't know if there's, like, a way around that. Like, to just, like, get rid of the border entirely. I could try and go even, like, a shade darker if we wanted to. That might be good. I think I like that. We got, like, 50 shades of gray to choose from. Why that specific number? Oh, well, ask your parents. All right. Artisan bundle. So, yeah, artisan bundle versus brewer's bundle. It is kind of no question. Artisan bundle clears. I deserve those dots. I deserve the dots. Fish tank is annoying. You do need the bamboo pole bare minimum for at least some of these fish. A lot of them you can get from the trash, but if you need the bamboo pole for some of them, you might as well use it for all of them rather than relying on trash RNG, because using the bamboo pole multiple times does not constitute multiple items. It's just an infinite use item, so that's fine. The river fish bundle is required. You get to catch those 4 fish. Lake fish bundle is required. Catch those 4 fish. Ocean fish, same deal. Night fishing, same deal. Crab pot bundle is different. It is required. There's no way to get rid of it with remix bundles. You need to pick 5 out of the 10 possible options here. These options here, lobster, crayfish, shrimp, crayfish, or why do I have crayfish in there twice? I don't know. Either way, those options there, there's no way to get them without either the traveling cart or without the without actual crab pots. However, with foraging on the beach, you can get 4 of the options here: cockle, mussel, oyster, and clam. And the 5th one, which is the final one you would need, is a crab, which you can get from killing a rock crab with the hoe, which I did in the past. And it's not that rare of a drop. It was pretty straightforward, a little bit annoying, but easy enough. So that's just 5 items straight up. Can't get any lower than that. Then you get into your option for bundle 6. And, well, I don't actually have the other options listed here, so that's kind of on me. Maybe we should go to the wiki and look at those options just to be sure. But the option I landed on was the Master Fisher's bundle, because you can get away with just 2 items. 2 items being any 2 of these fish. For me, it's going to be probably the blobfish and either the octopus or the scorpion carp. I have the scorpion carp listed as NA, but you can get it from trash cans once you unlock the desert, which might be the most viable way to do it. Whether we do that or whether we catch an octopus or a lava eel, still up in the air, but either way, you can do it in just 2 items without anything else. So in order for one of the other bundles to be better, in order for one of the options for bundle 6 in the fish tank to be better, it would have to require either the same amount of items, so 2, or just 1 item. Remix bundles. Let me check these out here. So, these are the options for bundle 6, the specialty fish bundle, the quality fish bundle, and the master fisher's bundle. And you can already tell, even best case scenario, you catch all these fish in one, you're going to require 4 for this one, you're going to require 4 for this one, you require 2 for this one. So, pretty simple math, that one. It's a simple calculus, as Thanos might say. Alright. That's the fish tank. Now the boiler room. The boiler room is a little more, sussy. But not too sussy. The bulletin board is going to be the one where things get a little more complicated, I think. Tools are infinite use, but if that use gives an item that is used and is giving useful XP counts as a use, then that item counts. Yeah, so you can, tools, the tool itself counts as a use, and any items that you get with that tool that you then have a useful use for, which XP can count for that if the XP will help you in the future, then yes, that would count, I would say. That is correct. That's a good analysis of the situation, Kalina. So boiler room, you get 3 bundles chosen at random from, I think it's these 5 possible options here. So the 3 that I landed on, the blacksmith's bundle, the geologist's bundle, and the adventurer's bundle. So let's look at the 2 that I didn't pick and the reasons for them. So the treasure hunter bundle here is you get 6 options, and you have to pick 5 of them to fill in the slots. But you can get all of these without any extra items, because you can get all the various gemstones from crates and barrels. The diamond is dropped by various monsters. Everything else you can get from crates and barrels, which you can open up the crates and barrels with a hoe or a pickaxe. Takes a few hits, but you can do it, so that doesn't incur any additional tools. So that would be 5 items. But these 3 are already all lower than 5 items, so it's better that way. And kind of same deal here, the engineer's bundle. While you can technically get all this stuff, the iridium or the battery pack and the 5 refined quartz from just monster drops or mail or anything like that, it's still bare minimum 7 items, which is already more than all these ones. So the boiler room is pretty straightforward. The only things here are like the adventurer's bundle. You have to make sure you get solar essence and void essence, because they're the only ones that are like minimum 1 here. Geologist bundle and blacksmith bundle, pretty cut and dry. No getting around those. RNG for rain and or crop fairies don't count as items. That is correct. Rain is a force of nature. Crop fairies is her own entity. She can do what she wants. She can use all the items that she wants. I'm not using them, but she can use them if she wants to. She can use her little magic wand. I don't mind that. Copper bar and iron bar need to be fixed. Yeah, I need to kill a shadow brute with a hoe. This freaking noob this past Argon from like 2 hours ago. Mail from Clint, dummy. Comma, dummy. Mail from Clint. Bozo. That's me. I'm the bozo. The Squid Kid did work for getting the gold bar, though. I will say that much. I could have also gotten that from Clint, but I already got that one, so that's fine. All right. And now the true annoying one to figure out was the bulletin board. There are 5 bundles chosen at random. The 5 bundles that there's, let's see, how many do I have listed here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5. No, wait, no, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bundles here. I was looking at 6 different ones. This isn't like an exhaustive list necessarily. I did look at all the bundles, rest assured. But I can look at the other bundles to be sure here. So, of the bundles that are listed here, the one with the lowest number of required items is the children's bundle at just 3 items. So, because you can get the cookie from Evelyn's trash, ancient doll from artifact spots, and I need the hoe anyway. And ice cream you can buy from Alex in the summer. So children's bundle is required, just straight up required. So we got 4 more bundles to choose from here. Field research bundle is the next lowest, so you need this one. It only requires 4 items, being the purple mushroom, the nautilus shell, the chub, and the frozen geode, all of which you can get straight up. The next one is the enchanter's bundle right here, which requires 5 items. You get the oak resin from the haunted skull. You can get the wine at the Feast of the Winter Star, which you do need a gift to give to receive the wine, but it's only, so that's 1 extra item incurred on top of the 4 you need for the bundle itself. Rabbit's foot from your cat, pomegranate from the fruit bat cave. So that's 5 items. So 3, 4, and 5, those ones are non-negotiable. Then these other 3 here, the Helper's Bundle, the Die Bundle, and the Winter Star Bundle are all tied at 6. So you need 5 bundles for the bulletin board. It can be any 5 of the options that are available there. You need 6 items for any of these. You need 2 of the bundles, so it can be either the Helper's Bundle and the Die Bundle, the Helper's Bundle and the Winter Star Bundle, the Die Bundle and the Winter Star Bundle. It can be any combination of those. We're not picky. The one that I got was the Winter Star Bundle and the Helper's Bundle. Prize ticket we're going to get from the Spirits Eve Festival. Mystery boxes can drop from a lot of different places. They're pretty straightforward. What happens if you show up with empty pockets? Yeah, you can't activate the cutscene where you receive a gift at the Feast of the Winter Star without first giving a gift. You have to talk to the person who you're supposed to give a gift to, select an item in your inventory to give them, and that's what triggers the cutscene. If you show up to the festival, you can leave. You can just straight up leave if you want to, but you won't get anything. Die Bundle. All the options available here, as numerous as they are gettable with just one item. No worries there. And the Winter Star Bundle. The Winter Star Bundle was so close to being a really good bundle because the options for this, you need to choose 2 out of the 4. You only need 2 items to complete this bundle. Either 5 holly, plum pudding, stuffing, or 5 powder melons. The stuffing you can get by a dish of the day, or you can buy it at the Festival of Ice. Either one work. And ideally, you would get the plum pudding as well. However, what I learned in the research for this is that plum pudding is not available as a dish of the day at the Star Drop Saloon. And it's not really available anywhere else either. In order to get the plum pudding for this bundle, you would have to cook it. Unless I'm missing something. There's a chance I've missed something here. If someone can figure out a way to get plum pudding without cooking it, like just getting plum pudding raw on its own, then that would reduce this to just 2 items as opposed to the 5. Because as it stands, getting plum pudding, you need to cook it, which would require 4 items for the ingredients. Plus, you need like either the house upgrade or the cookout kit or whatever. So it'd just be a whole big mess. If we go and look at plum pudding here, plum pudding. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, unless there's something we're missing, like someone sends it to you in the mail. I don't think they do though. Gus can send you a bunch of different food in the mail. I don't think plum pudding is one of them, but I didn't look at the mail for Clint either. So yeah, he can send you all this stuff in the mail, but not plum pudding. It's prepared either using the kitchen or with an upgraded farmhouse or a cookout kit. I mean, that's kind of it, isn't it? That's kind of it. It's either traveling cart, which we banned for this challenge, or you cook it yourself, which is going to incur more items than the 5 you would need for just the holly and the holly or the powder melons right here. So yeah, unfortunately, this is 6 items, despite the fact that it looks like it could be 2. The other bundles that are available here that I didn't have listed on my little document there, go over them real quick. Spirit's Eve bundle requires a bare minimum of 11 items because you need like 10 of one of these. No, you need all 3 actually, so this is like 21 items, so that's already way more than any of the other ones. Home Cooks bundle, I don't think I need to explain why that one's not going to work. Same with the Foragers bundle. You need 2 out of these 3 things, which is 65 items bare minimum. Wait, 65. Children's bundle we have. Enchanter's bundle we have. Fodder bundle is minimum 23 items. Field research we have. Dye bundle we could have had, but we didn't. And the Chef's bundle requires also 6 items directly, but to get some of these items like the truffle and stuff, you need more items and things like that. So Fiddlehead Fern as well. You can't really get that without going to the Secret Woods, which requires more items, either like a chair or stuff to upgrade your axe or whatever. So this is going to be categorically more than 7 items, or more than 6 items, which is worse than the Dye bundle or the Enchanter's bundle or whatever. 6.5, 6.5. We love our 65s around here. And that is the end. That is the end of the community center research, because the only other room to contend with is the vault. Don't say it like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin 65. The only other room to contend with is the vault, which doesn't require any items at all. Only requires money. So in all that, did anyone notice anything where beyond the already established part where I completely blanked on getting the bars from Clint? Did anyone see anything, any room for improvement, or are we at bare minimum here? Did I successfully land on the bare minimum? Please repeat it. I blanked out. Okay. From the top, we got the spring foraging bundle. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Fern is not updated. How can you get it during the green? Oh, you can get it during the green rain day. That is true. By cutting down trees for the fern. You would need an axe to do that, which we're not using the axe for anything else, but that is a good point. How do you get the vault money without items? Yeah, Pierre and Louis can send you money directly in the mail, which means we don't have to sell any money or anything for money. We can just get the money from them. Slowly but surely. Would the children's remix bundle be an option? It not only is an option, Cuboid, it is one of the ones that we are using. You can get cookies from the mail. That's true if you're playing as a male character. We're playing as a female character, which means we get like money in the mail instead from our dad, as opposed to cookies from our mom. It's a sad state of affairs, but we can still get cookies just from, it has to be from Evelyn's Trash or from the Star Drop Saloon. So it's still cool. Anyway, we're playing a game here. Lest we forget, we're still fighting freaking Duggies, bro. Any more Duggies around here? Cookies from a male. It's actually cookies from a female. Cookies from your mom. Cookies from a female in the mail. Let's go to the spa here real quick. This will be more planning than fleeting farm. I don't think so, honestly. I think like the planning is already done. I just wanted to go over my plan one more time because now I'm paranoid that I'm missing something after the whole like Clint mail fiasco. But now that I've gone over it and no one had any like extra notes on it, we got some smart people in here. Chat, you're very smart and very talented. Thank you for the 22 months, by the way, Won't Feed. I completely glossed over that. But thank you very much for the 22 months of generosity and support. I greatly appreciate you. Hearts in the chat. We got some very smart, very talented people. So if no one else, if no one's calling me out on anything else that I can use to reduce the amount of items I need, then I think we're good. You can get cookies from Evelyn in the mail sometimes, but I don't know if that's more effective than the trash. I think the trash is... I mean, that's the reason I just stuck with the trash in the first place, is because I assumed that it would be common in the trash. The fact that I haven't gotten them now after like a year of checking is kind of crazy. But it's only a matter of time, so I'm not worried about it. Because we're still probably going to need to spend plenty of time on this farm regardless, just to get the summer crop fairy. Because I'm assuming if it's between having to get a crop fairy in summer or having to get a summer where you get 13 days of rain in order to grow the melon, which is the longest, the crop that's going to take the longest to grow out of the ones that we need, I'm banking on the crop fairy. I feel like that's far more likely than getting 13 days of rain in a 28-day season. I might want to delay befriending Clint. It'll dilute the pool, meaning more money, taking more money will get longer. I'm not worried about that. I already befriended Carol. I did consider that when I was like befriending like Caroline and Emily for their items, but then I was like, well, once I get the items I need, I can just like stop befriending them. Their friendship will decay away. It's like a mild concern, but it's like with the amount of time I'm gonna have to invest in this challenge anyway, it's not really a main thing. We got 3 Duggies here, y'all. I repeat, we got 3 Duggies. This is not a drill. Ooh. One day we'll get the legendary 4 Duggies. Could you imagine 4 Duggies in one spot? That would be a magical moment. And one of them freaking gave me a diamond, bro. One of them's still alive there. During the process with this, maybe we'll answer the question that everyone's really wondering. What's the maximum number of Duggies you can kill in a single hit? How many can we pile up here? There aren't any other, like, good floors to check for Duggies that I've neglected, right? Because, like, if there's multiple floors I should be checking for Duggies, then I should probably work that in early now. I've always just gone with floor 15 because the dirt patch is big and it's, like, right there. Like, this seems pretty straightforward to me. I'm trying to think, are there any other floors? Like, there are floors with this similar layout deeper in the mines, but they're not floors that have Duggies on them. They're like the frozen floors and the lava floors. They don't have Duggies down there. Do I ever tick farm in RuneScape? I'm not a tick manipulator in RuneScape. I don't play that efficiently. But I respect the grind. I respect the hustle of people who do get owned. One of those big old dirt levels. Are there levels with, like, dirt patches bigger than this one that are, like, relatively close to the entrance? I'm trying to think of all the different layouts. Like, let's see. Floor 5 doesn't really have dirt close by. Floor 15 is the one we've been using. Floor 25 doesn't really have dirt close by either. And then you get to, like, the dark floors once you go beyond that. It has to be within, like, these first, like, 30 floors, basically. One of those big circle ones that are mostly dirt. Oh, I know the ones you mean. There's, like, it's like floor 18 or something like that. No, it's like floor 13, I think, is the one that's like that. So theoretically, I could be checking, like, floor 11. Like, I could go to, like, floor 10, check floor 11, see if there's, like, a free staircase here. This isn't actually a bad floor in and of itself, either. Might as well just check for Duggies while I'm here. I could check for a staircase around here. Because I don't want to break a rock on the chance that I get, like a piece of ore or something and I have to reset the day. It's honestly not that bad, because I think it is floor 13 that is that big dirt floor. That could have a lot of Duggies on it. It could also have a lot of other monsters, though, which would make killing the Duggies that much harder. I think I'm just going to stick to floor 15 for right now. But floor 12 does always have a freebie, because it's that long mine shaft floor. So if I get a freebie on floor 11, then you can get, then that's guaranteed to floor 13, so... The soup is even better than you expected, chat? That sounds fantastic, Ushiel. I've had soup for the past 2 nights for dinner. My mom made, like, a nice, hearty, autumnal soup. It's got, like beef and spinach and kidney beans and carrots and potatoes. It's got so much good stuff in it, man. It's such a good freaking soup. We still got plenty of leftovers, too. Might have more of that tonight. We'll see. It's very, very good. Mama Matrix makes a mean soup, I'll tell you that. We had it with some biscuits last night as well. Ooh, man. Little biscuits with some butter. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it all over again. Alright, time for a Duggie checkup. How many Duggies have we slain now? Let's go find out, y'all. Quick little Duggie checkup. That is 100 Duggies on the nose. We've officially breached triple-digit Duggies. Let me see. Spring 4th. Hold on a second. I'm just doing my notes here. 100 Duggies. Only 900 more? Problem is, it's got to be over 1,000 Duggies. To get to level 10 combat is 15,000 experience, which if it were just Duggies, would be 1,500 Duggies. It's not going to be exclusively Duggies, because I have killed some other monsters in the interim. I'm killing the cave bugs as I come across them. It's just going to be, like, mostly Duggies. So it's probably going to be closer to, like, 1,400 Duggies, rather than, like, a straight 1,000. Get rid of all these items as well here. I think I can make it to the Star Drop Saloon before it closes here. Yeah, 1,300 more to go. That's easy work right there. No cookies. You hate to see it. The fact that cookies are actually even an option for Dish of the Day is kind of surprising to me. Imagine you went to a bar one night to hang out with your friends, and they were like, hey, our special tonight is chocolate chip cookies. Honestly, I might go to bars more if that was like if that was a freaking option, man. I would actually be so down. I'd be like, oh my gosh, homemade chocolate chip cookies? You're kidding me? You kidding me with that? As long as they don't, as long as they're not like, you know, just like the store-bought chocolate cookies, if they're making them in the freaking restaurant. Oh, and the smell, dude. Could you imagine the smell of some freshly made chocolate chip cookies while you're hanging out with your buds at the local tavern? There's got to be a market for that, like a bar that serves baked goods instead of like savory food. Oh, I feel like that could go so well, man. I don't know how well alcoholic drinks go with like baked goods. Yeah, I mean, there's such a variety of alcoholic drinks that you could definitely mix and match and like pair them up, right? Dessert bar? That sounds like a real thing. Yeah, like a dessert bar. That sounds like something that probably already exists. Doesn't specify chocolate chip. Could be something like a pink salt cookie. I'm willing to try anything. If I'm getting cookies, oh man. Cookies that I don't have to make myself. I don't have to source myself. The salty things is so you get thirsty. Well, there's salt in baked goods, just not like that much. I feel like baked goods would still make you thirsty at the end of the day. Welcome on in, Koji. Good to see you. Argon making me pull out the Pepper Ridge Farms. Pepper Ridge Farms remembers. You want a hot chocolate and chocolate chip cookie stout? Or a hot chocolate chip cookie and a stout? Ooh. I'm not a big alcohol fan, but I know stout is like... Stout's got like notes of chocolate a lot of the time, right? Like chocolate and coffee and stuff. That would go, dude. That would fly. If you like dark beer. You had a turkey pot pie soup and curly fries for lunch today. But why you bragging? Why you gotta brag like that, professional girl boy, aka Sleepy Chase? I'm on to you. That sounds so good. When's American Thanksgiving? It's like coming up pretty soon, or was it like this weekend and it's already over? I think it's still coming up, right? I already experienced the joys of Thanksgiving during October, because that's when we have it in Canada. Oh, it's late November. 27th of November. Still a while to go then, fair enough. Is it always that late? It's the third Thursday of November. That's crazy. You're telling me there's less than a month between Thanksgiving and Christmas? I feel like Canada's got it right with the October Thanksgiving play, man. I mean, you could make the argument that Thanksgiving is too close to Halloween at that point. But like Thanksgiving is much more similar to Christmas than it is to Halloween, for sure. Like, so many people have a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving and a turkey dinner for Christmas, as is like tradition. And Black Friday always immediately follows it. I get that they just like call it Black Friday now because that's just like the marketing thing. Like, everyone knows what Black Friday is, but it's like never actually just Black Friday anymore, is it? It's always like the week of Black Friday sales, or like 2 weeks of Black Friday sales. They got to start adding like new descriptors. Dude, this slime is freaking annoying me so bad. Okay. I think we got the Dougie. Nope. I thought the slime had given up. Get up here, buddy. Get up here. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not going to kill you as long as you get out of my freaking way. Okay. Why are you coming back down? Why are you wandering down this direction? It's not safe for you here. Let me slay my Dougie in peace, bro. It's always way less discounted than it used to be. I don't really do Black Friday shopping a lot because I just don't do a lot of shopping, to be honest with you. Oh my gosh, it's the final mystery box I needed. Wait, that's actually so good. That's an actual item to add to my collection, man. I don't need the yam and I don't need the geode. But the mystery box is huge. Thank you, Dougie. That's a good one, man. That's a good drop to get. Let me mark that down in my notes. Spring 5th. Final mystery box from a Dougie. And that is item number 121 of our collection so far. In case anyone's keeping count, which I am. Seconding everyone else, we don't do a Christmas turkey. A lot of people do a Christmas turkey. But I feel like one of the reasons people probably mix it up from the Christmas turkey is probably because they do a Thanksgiving turkey, and then they do like a Christmas ham or something like that. Those are those are the two traditional things that I always think of when I think of like Christmas. It's either going to be turkey or it's going to be ham. Every so often, our family does like a Christmas fondue as well. Maybe you have different traditions in your family, but we usually stick to like one of those three. Or at least we did when I was younger. Nowadays, it's a little more loosey-goosey. We don't always, like... Sometimes we mix it up with, like, a smaller, non-turkey bird. I think there's two... Yeah, there's two Duggies here. Okay, I just gotta look at them lined up. Perfect. Ham for you guys is Easter. Easter ham is a pretty common thing as well. Why aren't people eating eggs at Easter, though? We're hunting for the eggs. You go on a little Easter egg hunt because the Easter bunny leaves them all around. But no one's actually, like, eating eggs on Easter, except for the chocolate eggs. What's stopping us from doing, like, a full, like, you know, like, omelets for dinner? Maybe that could be the new hip Easter tradition, dude. Deviled eggs. Oh, I have had deviled eggs at Easter. That's valid. We don't always do like an Easter dinner, not like a proper one anyway. The few times we have like had an Easter dinner, it's usually like we go out for an Easter dinner. Or like more like an Easter brunch, actually. I've been to a couple like all-you-can-eat Easter brunches where they have like a bunch of very nice food. There was one when I was younger that we went out to in Banff. Which is a wonderful, like, picturesque little town. Very, very touristy town. Out towards the Rocky Mountains. Always love going out there. It's quite a bit of a trip, but... We had a really good brunch there, like, at the Banff Springs Hotel, I think. And I'll always remember, because, like, they had so much good food, but the only food I ever remember... They did have deviled eggs at that. I do remember that now that we brought it up. Monster Slayer goal complete, by the way. That's the cave bugs. If only I could actually make use of the insect head. Rip. The only other food I remember them having there is raw crayfish. They had like a bowl full of little crayfish on ice with like their eyes and everything still on them. And I guess you're just supposed to like take the crayfish and like just snack on it like it's a potato chip or something like that. I don't know. I've never seen it before. I don't remember particularly liking it, and I've never seen it again. I'm pretty sure they were raw. I don't know. Maybe they were like cooked and then just like put on ice or something. No seafood or fish for you. It didn't even have, like, a seafood vibe. I mean, I know they're called crayfish, but, like... It was weird, man. Yeah, they must have been cooked and put on ice, but to my small child brain, I was like, why are there just, like, little crayfish sitting here? Little crawdads. Are crayfish and crawdads the same thing? Are they just, like, two names for the same thing? The little, like, crustaceans, the freshwater crustaceans? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Just wanted to verify before I go and spout in some nonsense saying, like, yams and sweet potatoes are the same things, getting people on my case. Crawdads are a better name for reasons. Can I start calling them crawdaddies? Like, you have crayfish in Stardew Valley. Maybe I'll just start calling those crawdaddies. What do you mean, shut up? What the heck? Please do not. We already talked about Razzie Daddy. What's a little crawdaddy gonna hurt? Put some crawdaddies in my yummy milkies? I'm gonna stop. Where are the craw mommies? Asking the real questions. You're too far north for that? Where are crawdads, like, native to? Where are they, like, endemic to? I feel like you can get them in, like, rivers around here. They're probably, like, all over the place, to be honest with you, if you just, like, know where to look. There's enough, like, rivers near the mountains and stuff. I feel like you could definitely find them. Probably stuff like snails, too. Is it safe to just, like, go out to, like, a creek, grab a bunch of snails, and then, like, cook up snails at home? Or is there more to preparing snails than that? Could you just, like, do that if you wanted to? Grab the snails, like, clean them up a little bit, and serve them? Probably don't. Be wary of parasites. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fair. I'm just wondering, like, how do they, like, prepare snails in, like, a restaurant? Do you gotta get, like, specific snails, or... There's probably, like, a whole, like deworming procedure or whatever, right? Do I have all three of them lined up here? I do. Perfect. Do it and report back. I don't think so. You want me to go and eat some snails that I found just off the street?
I don't think so. No, 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 no.
I'm gonna stick to my Duggies if you don't mind. I'm gonna stick to the Duggies. Depends on what else gets dumped in the river. That's true. Not all snails are created equal. What kind of snails do they usually, like, serve at those restaurants where they serve snails? Anyone eating snails on a regular basis? Okay, we got both of them there. Perfect. I've had snails before, like, snails served in, like, garlic butter. They're pretty good. But I don't, like, know what kind of snails, because there are a lot of different snails out there. And I feel like most of the ones that get, yo, new ideas to sleep on. That's level freaking 4 combat, buddy. Let's go. This is a productive day. Very productive day. I don't know, but you're made of snips, snails, and puppy dog tails. You know, my brain is so cooked. When I saw Snips and Snails, Small Kidney Joe, I thought you were making a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic reference. Because there are 2 characters in that show named Snips and Snails that are, like, always, like, side by side together. There is not a character named Puppy Dog Tails, for the record. Guess that would have been too far. It's got an ancient seed, by the way, from that bug. Not that it's useful to me in any capacity, but there it is. I'm just gonna leave that one on the ground. Someone else can have that one. That's fine. Giant snails are very cute. I'm sure they are if you find the right kind of snails. Like, I've seen some pretty, like, nice pictures of, like, big sea snails and stuff like that that are, like, really colorful and good and look nice. But whenever I think of, like, giant snails, I think of, like, one of 2 things. Either those annoying monsters in... Is it, like, Elden Ring? I think Elden Ring has some giant snail enemy that always, like, makes me angry every time I see it. Or I think of that one Junji Ito horror story where the people turn into snails. Those are the 2, like, references that my brain pulls on when I think of giant snail. And neither of them are necessarily great. I think I'm just going to leave here, actually. I don't want to deal with the slime, and it's getting late, so I want to make sure I can check my Dougie count and check the saloon. Was that Uzumaki? I don't think... Was that Uzumaki? Well, that was just an Uzumaki chapter. That's not like its own story, right? I guess that makes sense, because the snails have, like, the spiral shells or whatever. 111 Duggies? Can I get some ones in chat? Ones for my 111 Duggies. 111 Duggies. I'm also going to write in level 4 combat here. Look at all those freaking ones, man. 86 cave insects as well. 10 slimes that I killed literally just so I could get into the Adventurers Guild here to check the list. And 2 rock crabs. That's all I've killed. Well, I guess I have killed a squid kid as well. Maybe even multiple squid kids. Because I need to get the solar essence. And they're not tracked there, but that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to kill that many more, I promise you that. What drop are we hoping for from bugs? We're not hoping for any drop from bugs, actually. We're not hoping for a drop from the Duggies or from the bugs. Beyond the mystery box that we already got, which I guess I might as well turn in here in a second. Get rid of all this stuff. Actually, I'll turn in the mystery boxes tomorrow, I think. On my way up to the mines. That way I still have time to get down to the saloon here and I don't risk passing out or anything. Bloodborne has snail girls. You're so right, actually. And I hate that you reminded me of that. No, we're just hoping to get experience from all the monsters that we're killing. And even though the bugs only give 1 experience each, it's still a little bit of experience, and over a long enough period of time, it's all going to add up, so... Basically every 10 bugs that we kill is another Dougie that we've killed. Alrighty, off to bed for yet another night here. Honk shoe. Level 4 combat. The 5 HP is nice. The warrior ring doesn't matter. We're good there. Another chance for Smalls to give me an item here. No item from Smalls. That's okay. Some money in the mail. 320 gold from Pierre. And a fresh apricot for Emily. Get rid of that. You don't worry about those. I'm humming and hawing a little bit because the amount of money that Pierre can send you is actually variable. 320 is kind of on the lower side. I think I'm going to reset the day here, actually. If I can get over, like, 400 gold from Pierre, that would be kind of ideal, I think. Lewis always sends you 500 gold, but you can get various amounts of money. 280 is very low for Pierre. He can go over 500 gold, but over 400 is fine by me. I think I'm just going to... It shouldn't take too many resets to do this, I don't think. 380. Yeah, don't cheap out, Pierre. Come on. I like the fact that he calls this a rebate as well. Like, bro, this is more money than I've ever spent in your entire shop. 420, I'll take that. Like I said, could have gone for over 500, but over 400 is a good stopping point for me. Go write that down. Spring 6th. 420 gold from Pierre. You think he took that from his secret stash? 420? This isn't a rebate, this is a kickback. Imagine the cruel irony if you did actually do the thing we were theorizing about before, where you fund the entire, like, Joja community development form and Joja perfection and all that stuff, all the to go the full Joja route, but the money is from Pierre and Lewis. Imagine how bad they would feel if they found out. They are literally across thousands of years sending you millions of gold, and it's all getting funneled directly to Joja. That's so evil. That's so evil. Have a good one there, Allie. Take care. All right, while I wait for the houses to open, we can pop on over here. And, for the first time in a little while, Drop something off at the community center. 5 mystery boxes to the helpers bundle. Can I get some thumbs ups in chat, like Gunther's hand right there? I always imagine that's Gunther's hand with the freaking blue sleeve and the white glove. Beautiful. You go write that in my notes as well. 5 mystery boxes to the helpers bundle. Easy. Is Mr. Cheese big pallid hand? Pallid's a great word to use there, for the record. Cookies? Oh, I already checked the trash. I just do it so automatically these days. All right, now all I've got is pancakes in my inventory. Saving some space. Isn't his hand blue? That's why it's pallid. Because it's gone pale. Time are we up to here? 3 hours, 10 minutes. I think I'll go for one more day of Dougie killing, and then we'll probably call it a stream here. I'll do plenty more Dougie killing in my own time, don't you worry. But I just wanted to, like I said, give you a little sneak peek as to what we're working on here. Thank you, chat, for giving me the information on the copper bar and stuff, the copper bar and the iron bar. That'll save me plenty of time in the future. Does the floor 100 star drop count as an item? I debated for a while whether or not to count the star drops as items. Because star drops, they technically never, like, land in your inventory, right? You always just, like, straight up eat them. But at the end of the day, I figured, like, there are too many valid arguments for it being an actual item for me to not count them as an item. You can spawn them in via, like, CJB cheats and, like, the item menu. It's like it has its own item ID code. Just the fact, like, you can see it in, like, an item inventory and, like, when you pick it up from, like, the museum or whatever. It's got too many item-like properties, so just, like, the one argument that, like, you never actually can use it as an item is not, like, good enough, I don't think. So I feel like the star drops do count as items regardless of where they're from. That does raise another interesting question, though, that I'm a little less sure about, but I think I've made up my mind on. But maybe you guys will have some opinions as well. The food from the desert festival, the stuff that you can get from the chef, do you think those count as items? Because if not, that is a way to get, like, a fishing buff, for instance, a +3 fishing buff, without using an item. But in my head, like, it's still, like, food, like, buffing food that you eat. It's just normally, like, items that you can't make yourself. But I feel like they still count as items. Even if they're items that you can't make, like, you can see the sprite for them. You're eating them the same way you would eat any other buffing food. It feels like a little too much of a gray area. Never in your inventory. That is kind of like the hard and fast rule I've gone with for, like, what is and isn't an item is, like, can you put it in your inventory, then it's an item. But then there's gray area, like the star drops and those foods there. By that same token, like, if we're not gonna have to worry about golden walnuts in this run, but if we did go to, like, Ginger Island worried about perfection, would golden walnuts count as an item? Because they never enter your inventory. Same with, like, chi gems and stuff. Beautiful. You can spawn star drops in CJB. They have an item ID number. Stardew Fair Burger doesn't count either. I would say, yeah, that probably... I mean, those items... Well, the Stardew Valley Fair Burger is just a survival burger. That does have an item ID code. Technically, like, the items... The food you can eat at the Desert Festival... Those foods don't have item ID codes. They're not considered items in the game. That's just like a mechanic. Right? Like a feature of the Desert Festival chef. So I think there is a valid argument to be made that they're not items. But I think there's also valid arguments to maybe that they are items, like in the diegetic sense. Like if you're considering like the world of Stardew Valley as its own like independent world, then obviously those count as items because they're like food that you're eating. And I think we could all probably agree that if you have like food on a plate that you consume, that food is an item, and you're getting value out of it because of the buffs. As long as you use those buffs, like, for something. Which, like, if I do end up deciding to, like, go fishing for, like, a lava eel or whatever, then that buff from the Desert Festival, like, fishing food is, like, a +3 fishing buff you can get from that place. That's not nothing. That would actually enable me to catch a scorpion carp, because I'd be able to hit the level 4 requirement. It would be really hard still, but it would make it much more tenable than my level 2 fishing that I've got right now. That level 2 fishing, I worked hard to get that level 2 fishing, by the way. I was trying my best to get like as many like perfect catches as possible because I'm very limited on the actual fish that I can catch. I need to just catch the ones for the community center, and that's about it. So once I catch one of those, then that's like just the limited amount of experience I can get. So if I can get a perfect catch on them and get the like experience multiplier on that, I think like level 2 is about the highest like fishing level you could get naturally based on the amount of fish that I've caught so far. I will say as well, I think I got like super lucky with catching the blobfish. I think I had to reset the day of the night market like 8 times in order to get the blobfish, which was way less than I thought I was going to have to. Like the blobfish is like rare enough that I thought I would have to like wait and reset, because a lot of the times you'd get like seaweed and stuff, and that would cause me to have to reset the day anyway. Lava eel, level 2 lava eel or bust. Aren't you the master angler? Like, is it even theoretically possible to catch a lava eel at level 2? I think it is, because it's mixed. The pattern is mixed, which means there is the chance that it just kind of like sits still for very long periods of time, as we've seen the legend do in the past. How did I catch Ollie? I was a pretty low fishing level when I caught Ollie, or octopus, back in randomized perfection. But I did have access to fishing buffs, I think, right? I had access to, like, some fishing buff or another. I had, like, some seafoam pudding that I was using. Can't do that here. Will I do a Junimo cart run to finish off the stream, or is that only for the foodie challenge? I can be convinced to do a Junimo cart run. You take back your praise for Ollie, then? I think I was level what? I think I was level 1 fishing when I was given the task to catch an octopus in the randomizer. And then I used my seafoam pudding to get me to level 5 fishing. So catching an octopus at level 5 fishing, I think it took me like 60 attempts to do that or something like that, like 60 individual like chances at the octopus. I feel like that's actually like pretty good. But then you put that in perspective of like how long it would take to do at level 2 fishing versus level 5 fishing. That's a pretty significant gap right there. Not to mention the fact that I was doing it on Ginger Island, where I think the octopus is like the most common. And I was allowed to actually like, well, I wasn't allowed to catch other fish. I was allowed to catch trash and stuff at the very least, but it was a whole big thing. It was a whole other thing in randomized perfection. Needless to say, though, I've been there. I think the most likely outcome, like if I were to rank the 3 fish that could potentially be my final fish in the Master Fishers bundle, I think most likely is probably Scorpion Carp via trash cans. Second most likely, catching a lava eel. Third most likely, octopus from trash cans. Fourth most likely is catching an octopus straight up. Which means I'm tempted to go for catching an octopus straight up because that would be the most impressive. But it would also like take so much luck and energy. I don't know if I'm willing to commit to that. Any Duggies here? Miss Palindrome, welcome on in. Good to see you. Just popping in for a little bit, no worries. We're nearing the end of this anyway. I'm just doing a little more Duggie slaying here. A wee bit more Duggie slaying for the road. Do you think once this is done, I'll be the person that's killed the single most amount of Duggies in Stardew Valley? Most people just kill 30 for the monster eradication goal, and then why else would you ever kill Duggies again, right? Unless they just, like, happen to be in your way in, like, the volcano or something like that. Do you think there's people out there that have killed more Duggies? Go right towards the tail end of the stream. Nico. With the horse pull from Nightbot. Welcome home, Chestnut. Welcome home. Do dangerous Duggies count? I would say so, yeah. They count for the monster eradication, so they would count in the eyes of the Duggie lords. But I don't know, man. 1,500 Duggies? That's a lot of Duggies. Think about how many 1,500... Think about how annoying it is to kill 1,000 slimes. And then factor in how annoying Duggies are to, like, find. Cherry bombs for no tools / XP runs. Is that how people get their cherry bombs, is via killing Duggies? Well, no XP runs, you wouldn't be able to do Duggies because they give you combat XP. No tools runs, you could maybe say yes, because they're, most people wouldn't count weapons as tools. Rightfully so. I don't find them, they find me. The curse of the Duggie. Cursed to wander this earth, pursued by 1,000+ Duggies. Algo? Anything you can get from a Duggie for Algo's 999 challenge, surely you can get in a better way. Like the yams that the Duggies drop, you just grow 999 yams. That's going to be way faster. We got 3 Duggies here. Can I get them all lined up? Look at the Duggie dance. Look at the Duggie dance, man! Okay, I think we got 3. Yeah, dude. That's so satisfying, 3 Duggies at once. One day I want to get 4 Duggies at once. The odds of even seeing 4 Duggies on the same floor, I feel like is so low, at least on this floor in particular. Was that 4 Duggies? Hold on. Wait, was that 4? Or did I just not kill the 3rd one there? Was there a 4th Duggie here this whole time? There was not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Algo would have a reason to kill more than, like, the just monster eradication goal number for Duggies. Maybe just, like, naturally while doing, like, you know, volcano runs and stuff, he's killed more Duggies, though, so that's always possible, I guess. Speaking of Duggies, though, 123 Duggies in our pocket. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. That's another 12 Duggies from yesterday. 123 Duggies. That's a good number to land on right there. Try floor 13. It might have 4. I might do some floor 13 attempts in the future here, just to experiment, see how it is. Mix it up a little bit, because floor 13 does have a ton of dirt. The only thing I worry about with floor 13 is that it's going to, like, spawn a cave fly or something while I'm trying to, like, round up the Duggies. And cave flies are, like, so annoying to play around. I could try and kill it, but... Someone explain what the challenge is. TLDR, we're trying to complete the community center with the minimum number of items possible. Trying to explain any more than that would probably take longer than you have. but thanks for popping on in anyway. Salmon dinner, no thank you. Also check floor 11 at least once a day in case it's infested. Ooh, good point, actually. Floor 11 does have a decent amount of dirt there. And if it is infested, yeah, that could be a good play. What's the theoretical minimum? My current theoretical minimum, I think, is 144. I might need to redo some of the math on that, because I don't know if I factored in... I don't remember if I factored in, like, the pickaxe usage and some other stuff, but I think it's 144. Boom. Oh. Ooh, little strange capsule action. A strange sound was heard during the night. Ooh, spoopy. How spooky, scary. What an event to leave off on. All right, that my notes. Strange capsule. Yeah, they're the easiest ones to kill with the hoe. You don't have any items for me, do you? No, Small's got nothing for me today. You guys want to see what the rest of my farm looks like so far, by the way? Like, I haven't been keeping up with the debris here. Let me see. Where's Finite Farm? It's gonna be... Oh gosh, I've got multiple folders with Finite Farm screenshot names. Because I had to, like, use a couple seeds to check various things. This is the one, okay. Wait, who got a horse? Image unknown. Congratulations on your horse, my friend. If you are curious about the state of my farm, not too bad yet, but I feel like it's gonna get worse because I don't know how long we have to wait for that crop fairy. But this is what we're looking at right now. This is where I am, my nice, happy, safe space down in the southeast of the farm here. There's our strange capsule. There's a random meteor over there. I don't think I've gotten any stone owls yet. This is okay, though. This is okay. The one thing I am a little worried about, I'm a little sketchy about, is if a tree, like if the trees spread and grow in front of my farm cave. If I get debris up there, like stone, I could theoretically use my pickaxe to get rid of that. But they do give mining experience, those stones. That's a bit of a gray area. I haven't been breaking stones so far just because I didn't want to, like, delve into that. But maybe there's... I don't know, I might have to consider that, depending on how soon we can get the fruit bat cave. Either way, I like my little safe haven down here for now. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and pop on over to... Let's go pop on over to Fractured Farm and do at least like a run or two of Junimo cart. And we'll call it a day. What do you say about that? Put down a couple paths. 6 paths is less than 19 wood from a tree. If I get lucky, though, ideally I don't need any paths. And some of it does just come down to luck at the end of the day. Let's be real. If I get unlucky and I end up having to, like, use my axe to chop down a tree or whatever, then, like, fair play, fair dues. I'll just add 1 for the axe and not count the stuff from the tree because I'm not getting any value out of it. I feel like that's valid. By the way, Mary Pro. Getting another horse towards the tail end of the stream here. Is that a good sign for our Junimo cart luck for the day? Let's find out. 113,450 is our record on this machine. My all-time record is 171,000, somewhere around there. I've got... Let's do like 5 runs today. I think I got like 5 runs in me, or above 65,000. Always try to end on a high note, but go for at least 5 runs. Boop, boop, boop. I did really well yesterday. I don't think I'm going to be able to live up to that performance necessarily, but you know what? Never say never. Maybe I'm hitting my Junimo cart stride for real this time. Can I beat yesterday? That's the real question, right? The pressure is on after that run yesterday. Yesterday was, like, insanely blessed. What the heck was that, man? That was such a bad jump. Oh, no. All right, 4 more runs. We got 4 more. I was too laser focused on the cherry. I got nervous. That's on me. Dang it. All right, 3 runs. Playing for the fruit did work really well in the run yesterday, though. It allowed me to get a pretty high score relatively early, which, I mean, makes a lot of sense, obviously. I could have gotten that orange if I had tried a little harder about it, but it was in kind of a rough spot. Take the grape, though. Spanky believes. This is our Spanky's Quest song. We love Spanky's Quest. He's jamming out on that thing, man. On the instruments here. What is that main instrument in this song? What's like the one that's making that melody, man? Is that like a synthesizer? What is that? Spanky? I didn't name the game. It's from the game called Spanky's Quest, featuring like a monkey. Oh, careful, careful. That's not on me. Ooh, ooh, almost missed that orange, man. I had to freaking jump, though. I don't want to count that run. I'm gonna still say there's 2 more runs. That was too early and too... I was still reeling from the last run. I'm taking my extra bonus run. Run 4.1, I'll take it. I'll take that. Not off to an auspicious start with... I haven't even made it to freaking Ghastly Galleon yet, dude. That's alright, we still got time? What the heck was that, man? Alright, 1 more run. This one's for all the marbles. I'm pulling out all the stops here, locking in. I'm going silent gamer mode after this first level. The first level is a little warm-up. Get your head in the game. Go for all the coins that I can, get all the fruit that I can, and then we're going pure radio silence. All right, here we go. I'll see you on the other side, chat. That freaking bubble, not the bubble. No, I refuse, man. That was so mean. No, dude, I was supposed to bounce off the bubble and then to the orange and it was gonna be beautiful. It was gonna be great. Frick you. Frick you. If you're a bubble in chat and you're watching right now, watch out, because your days are numbered, mister or missus. Or whatever your pronouns are. I don't care. I hate all the bubbles. Any bubbles that are watching right now, I'm coming for you. You know what? I'm going 1 more. I'm going 1 more because I hate the bubbles that much. Get out of here with your bubbly self. Concerned Dave said he fixed the bubble level. He said he fixed the freaking Gem Sea Giant, man. And then he does something like that. And then he maybe it's a little lower propensity of bubbles, but each bubble is more targeted. I believe that. I believe it's a nefarious RNG principle. I can do this. I can do this. Come on. I gotta get to the bubbles. It's a Spite is the strongest motivator. No, man. I'm going again. I'm going again until we get it right. At least until we get the one more bubble. I gotta see those bubbles with my own eyes. As a bubble-shaped raccoon, you're scared. If you're shaped like a raccoon, you're safe. Because that's really cute. Wait, but you're bubble-shaped. But you're a raccoon who's bubble-shaped? My brain can't process that right now. If you're raccoon adjacent, you're fine by me. You're a potato-shaped raccoon? Bro, how am I missing these oranges? What the heck? Alright. I gotta make up for the bubble play last time, man. Everyone's gonna laugh at me for... They're gonna call me Bubble Boy. I don't think I can handle it. I can't handle it! They're gonna hit me! They're gonna call me Bubble Boy! No, dude! What the heck are these bubbles? What the heck, man? Oh, no. I have to make up for the bubble. They're getting in my head. No, they're pointing and laughing. They're calling me Bubble Boy. No, it's my worst nightmare. I'm failing. I'm so bad at Junimo Kart now, man. Okay, one more crack at it. This one for all the marbles. I'm putting all the king's horses and all the king's men on this one. Why are there so many bubbles in chat? What the? I see a big string of bubbles. Jam, what are we doing? No, Bubble Boy. Trash Dan. I'll show you. I'll show you all. They're all saying he's never making it past the bubble level again. He's got the Stardew Valley yips. He can't do it. He can't beat the bubble level anymore. He's lost his touch. They're all saying it. Prove them wrong. Who cares about the grape, man? We're here for the bubbles. Here we go. I'm beating the Bubble Boy allegations right now. Use the bubbles to your advantage. Show them who's boss. I'm not getting bossed around by a freaking bubble. That's what I freaking thought, man. That's what I freaking thought. You stupid whale. Go. I hope you get a straw in your blowhole. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. That's messed up. That's messed up that I said that. But he's been very antagonistic towards me lately. All right, I'm gonna call it there. I'm crashing out, man. I'm crashing out on a cartoon whale. Thank you all for joining me. That was a bit of a chaotic end to what was otherwise a pretty mild stream, all things told. I'm gonna go take a break, and then I'll probably come back and kill some freaking Duggies in my own time, to be honest with you. Because like I said, I'm kind of enamored with this community center challenge. I hope to make it into a video in the relatively near future and share with you the full journey in its full splendor. We've talked a little bit about it. I've given you a sneak peek. I hope you're looking forward to seeing more of it in the future. But for right now, I'm gonna take my leave. I will be back on Thursday, taking Wednesday off as per usual. Be back on Thursday, probably with some more of the Ultimate Foodie Challenge and or Stardew Expanded. I hope to see you there. Until next time, y'all. Be good to one another. Be good to yourselves. Stay away from the bubbles. Go kill some Duggies for me. In solidarity, with a hoe. If you kill a Duggie with a hoe, post a screenshot in the Discord. I'll mention you in the final video. I promise. I make a promise. If you kill at least one Duggie with a hoe in solidarity, we'll have a Duggie montage. That sounds fun. All right. Be good to one another. Be good to yourselves. I'll see ya on the flip side. This is Argon Matrix signing out. Don't call me Bubble Boy. Thank you and good night. Bye-bye.